Oh,
Welcome in, have a seat. Kick back and relax, cause it's that time of the week. How's your day? Was it great? Well, it'll get better with Otaku Cafe. Take a sip of nostalgia, let the memories bloom. All these stories in my head are gonna make me go boom. Kick back and relax, turn the volume to the max, bob your head until you're dead. Yeah! Yeah! Kick back and relax, turn the volume to the max, bob your head until you're dead. Yeah!
Welcome to Hello, You're probably wondering why we're doing a random Thursday episode of Otaku Cafe at 3 in the afternoon. Well, as you guys have noticed, Sean and I were absent for a majority of the season, and it took us a while, due to personal circumstances, to get caught up. But son of a bitch, we've caught up. And so today, you get a special bonus edition of me and Sean's awards for the winter 2026 season. With his ad-libs and his soundtrack is the great Sean Raku, aka Starman, aka my motherfucking dog. What's good, G?
yo. Hey man, it is a pleasure to be here. I missed most of the season. Like I was able to catch a lot of episodes, like just watching it live, like the audience. And I ain't gonna lie, it felt good to watch it with the audience, but it also felt like, I missed being a part of it. But man, life was really lifing. So I really just couldn't join in the way I wanted to, man. I really had to take it at my own pace, enjoy
Same.
everything in the way I typically would enjoying it. A lot of I like a lot of subs and dubs, and like the schedule was pretty consistent this past winter. Um, but yeah, man, I'm sorry I missed it, but I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to go over some of this list with you.
I've been
And
dying to be on this list. I've been dying to be on the show, man. Like you said, life has been lifing. I think it's no secret. I've mentioned it in the past live on the air. I've been feeling burnt out. I've been doing this for fucking Jesus over 6 years now.
mm,
Gotta be somewhere thereabouts, somewhere. From a mat again when we started, but the 2020, I think it's 2021 we started winter 21. So we started the winter 21 season, and watching the amount of shows that I watch and that we watch as a collective becomes a lot. And that's how I felt realistically. I was just burnt out. So I was taking it at my own pace. And it felt good to take it at my own pace. I
yeah.
worked like hell. I don't know if Matt mentioned it on the podcast to you guys, ladies and gentlemen, but I worked like hell to make it on the show with Chris and Matt last week. I was a day short, $1 short. And so we decided, since Sean was behind but wants to take part, we just do our own thing with the blessing of our now full CEO. I have stepped down and relinquished that title. However, I still maintain monetary rights and feedback in this show. And so now I've declared myself the CFO of Otaku Cafe. I am the chief
Chief financial officer.
I am the chief financial officer of this. Yes. Not to mention, I worked in IT auditing and I've been
So
doing
I
this.
mean, I get that. I thought
With
your
the
title was.
finance team, so I have a little bit of in-depth knowledge,
I thought
tiny
you.
fraction of knowledge when
I
it
thought you
comes
was
to.
just gonna be VP, like just VP of anime operations or some shit.
I gotta be chief of something. I gotta be chief of something, but I can't claim to be a CEO when I'm fucking missed 11 of the 13 episodes that we did. I was on
Bro.
for the I was on at the midweek, at the mid-season, and then I was AFK.
Bro,
So
I ain't gonna hold you. Like bro, I saw that coming. I was just like, man, I see this coming because I know, no shade, but I know just with your lifestyle, and you have, and I was just like, I kept imploring you, like, hey, bro, like you might want to trim the fat, dog. Like I know you enjoy what you watching, but dog, you taking on a lot to like, because the reason why I couldn't show up, it wasn't that I had too many shows on my plate. It's just that it's like, bro, I need a season where I don't have to watch these on the schedule, like with intention. Like, because I could have caught up and stayed current, but it was like, you know what? For my mental health, I need to be able to watch these on my own time. Like, there are like JJK, I didn't watch that shit till it was completely done. Free Rent, didn't watch it till it was completely done. Golden Kamuy, didn't watch it till it was completely done.
The dub.
I stopped halfway through Polar Opposites and didn't finish it till it was completely done. I think the only thing I watched week to week were the shows that I had threads for, which was Oshinoko and Vigilantes. Everything else I watched randomly, or I waited to the very end of the season to watch. Because
I didn't have threads for, because I was
yeah,
like, I don't have to write a summary, because you know me, I'm gonna go on my anime Instagram, which I'm live on. I decided to go live on it for what it was worth today, since we have that extra space. And I write a summary of the episode recap summary, and then I still look at things because of my brain, because I've been doing this for so long. I still look at it from a critiquing standpoint, and I have to let it like kind of like I let it marinate a lot more this season than I did previously. But even so, yeah, it's just I I had a good opportunity to just like what up, see Kachaz, what up. I just had an opportunity to just like step back and enjoy other things. Like I binged the fuck out of YouTube past season. Just watch.
yeah, it felt good to binge. Like I like binging
I
shows.
watch
Like
Game of Thrones every Monday evening. I watch Game of Thrones with my best friend. I'm up to season 6, episode 3, y'all. This shit has been lit. I love it so much. I got tatted.
that's the life.
I got tatted. All men must die. So it's been it was a nice to take to season. It was nice to take it back. And now this season coming in, we'll talk about it at the end of the show. I got 30 fucking shows. I said like, oh, I plan to watch this. Ain't no
I
way
don't
in
see
God's
how
green
you,
earth. Ain't
bro.
no way in God's green earth, bro. I'm watching 30 shows.
I
So
don't see how y'all even look and be like, damn, these are 30 shows that I think are interesting enough that I think I want to watch. I don't have that much FOMO. Like, bro, like I tell you right now, with the current season that's just with spring, I got 5 shows. I have 5. I probably won't have 10, bro. I have 5.
I got
5.
12. I've got 12 as it currently stands. Four.
Yeah, it's like I'm
I've
gonna
got
try to
12,
get,
and I want to pick up another like 5.
if I get to 10 plus, I get to 10 plus 11, 12. But with this past season, I had 15. This past season, I capped at 15. It wasn't like I planned it. It was just once I started watching everything, it's like, okay, this is how many shows I landed on. But the one thing is, the first time in a long, it's about time to get to it. So I said, let's go ahead and get to it, because for the first time in a long time, out of all of my shows, I was, bro, I had almost no mid, bro. Like everything was like, this was one
No,
of the most difficult.
I watched 20 shows, and like I could have put a solid 15. We do 13 here on the show, but I could have put a solid 15. I had to knock out 2 shows that were good, but everything else was just better.
Yeah, I had a couple drops. I did have a couple drops in the season. It's very rarely do I drop a show after 3 episodes, but I had a couple drops that I just didn't finish in time. And some shows it's just like everybody's like, bro, the show gonna get better, it's gonna get better, and it's good, it's good. And I'm like, bro, I'm already up to episode 6, and bro, I don't give a fuck about anybody. I'm dropping it. I'm done. I got other stuff to watch. I ain't got time. So I ain't make time, but I finished up my last show this morning. So I'm ready.
I finished my last show a couple days ago. Knew it wasn't gonna make my list to your eternity. I took my sweet time on it. But yeah, I was ready by Tuesday. Realistically, I was ready last Tuesday, so I've been taking it easy, taking it chill. I just caught up on my first show of the spring season. Rooster Fighter, cockfighting anime. That shit is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I
Next on
said I
the
was
list
going
is
on
Rag.
Adult
I know
Swim.
Rag. I know you already seen what happened in Rag. We've been anticipating it for a year plus. They finally did the scene. So
And after I saw the scene, I was like, "This it, bro. Y'all could have gave me that panel. I wouldn't have been mad, bro. Because when I saw the panel, I was like, when I saw the scene, I was like, this is probably the scene, because everything, all the panels that they showed leading up to the scene were more like I saw the scene and I bust out laughing like that. I almost made it a gift, and I was like, "Yo, nah, people didn't want this spoiled." I was like, "Damn, that's." I expected more when I actually saw the scene. I was like, "Oh, that's it." I expected something way more debaucherous, or scantily. But honestly, my favorite scene of Rat this week was probably the last 2 minutes, and it was like, "Oh yeah, oh the drama's back, the drama's back." But anyway, man, let's get into
All
this
right.
winter top 10 and our best of winter anime. Cakes, man, let's do it.
Good buddy. Good buddy. All right. So y'all should be familiar by now how we do this. I'm not gonna go as in depth as Matt does in terms of the specified cakes. We didn't have anything planned in terms of the alcohols like we did last season. So we're just gonna read off just the regular awards. Y'all can fill in whatever type of drink, food, condiments, whatever you feel this award justifies. Have fun with it. But yeah, we're gonna start off as we always start off. Sean, and just a format for those who are new that may be watching it or listening. I will read out the award. Sean will give me his take and some words. I will give my take and some awards, and we'll keep it pushing. We got a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's kick it off with the biggest disappointment of the season. Sean.
All right. All right, man. My biggest disappointment of the season was My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Vigilantes dropped the ball this season because they did erase your head's backstory. And bro, My Hero's done. Like, I get they're gonna do these spin-offs, they're gonna probably do a sequel, but I don't care at this point. Like, bro, I didn't need Eraserhead's backstory. It was cool to see, but I didn't need it. You should have did this in My Hero. I didn't want this story in Vigilantes. I wanted the Vigilante story to start going. And then when it finally started going and it got good, they end up doing Captain Celebrity. They made it about Captain Celebrity. So it's like, bro, this season just let me down because everything that I liked about the previous season, there was none of that. They didn't focus on none of the main, characters as much. So yeah, man. My Hero, and it's straight up mid, bro. It's a straight up 3 out of 5 for me. It didn't make it into my honorable mentions, but yeah, bro, it's straight up mid, bro. I'd skip it if I wasn't such a fan of it, but yeah, disappointed.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, I agree with you totally. It's just the pacing was like shit, especially with the show officially over now.
Yeah,
Mhm. The Eraserhead stuff was fantastic, and it would fit in gloriously in the regular My Hero show. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But or it would even would have fit in if they would have ran this concurrently because season one happened as My Hero was ending.
Well, it
So
was it was super relevant. It was super relevant to what was going on, but I feel like they could have squeezed that into
they
like one
featured
episode.
the fight. They featured the fight with
Yeah,
Eraserhead
they could have,
and Present Mic and Kuro, whatever the fuck is the Black
bro.
Cloud.
They could have just made that a movie. Like, that could have been a movie. They could have just said, "Yo, this is My Hero Academia special," and they could have just made it a special separate from the season. That's what they should have did. They should have just made that a separate TV special, 1 hour special, and just got it out the way. It shouldn't have impacted the regular season, is what I'm saying. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad. It just wasn't needed.
agreed. Agreed. All right. My biggest disappointment of the season was anyway, I'm falling in love with you season 2. It's a great show when it comes to drama, but at the end of the day, what pissed me off about this show is you have four boys in this show. One of them is gay, so he doesn't matter. He had his own redemption and it was great, no problem, right? The other three boys, two of them are feckless as fuck. You done tell me you've loved this girl since you guys were all childhood best friends, and none of you had the gumption and none of you had the gall, the balls to let this girl know earlier than 25 years later that you like this girl. After the best friend, after the childhood friend that she does fall for, ditches her ass for 3 years because he didn't know how to process that he couldn't go on with his swimming career. He ditched her and you guys, just deaded you all for 3 years. And nobody had the gall in between that time or before that time to put their like affection out there and let this girl know. You only do it after homeboy comes back and like vows to win her back and like says he's grown and matured, and she still goes with Buddy anyway because they built that rapport because they were together for long, and y'all didn't have the heart to go ahead and let her know how you really feel. If you had done it sooner, you might have not lost, or you might have had a better opportunity to score her. Completely awful. And on top of it, like I said, the principle of him leaving, that happens in a relationship where sometimes you can't handle an aspect or something and you turtle, right? You try to run away. But the fact that the relationship was perfectly fine and she was perfectly fine and accepting and loving and caring and all of that jazz, and he ran away because if I didn't swim, I don't know what's going on with life. Are you fucking joking? Not to mention, to boot, the principle of this show, which even got me more interested, was the fact that it's set during the pandemic, right? The show starts off officially in 2020. So you would think, oh, they're talking about how the pandemic negatively affected the youth. There should be more emphasis on that. There should be something involving the pandemic. No, that is hardly ever touched. A couple things get canceled or delayed, but nobody important dies from COVID. No one of like it doesn't show the world like being shut down where they can't hang out together or they're wearing masks and they're social distancing. There was no real impact from this being set in the pandemic and being noted as such and causing plot twists as a result. And that was another letdown in regards to this season. Thank God the show is over. I'm glad I don't have to
It
deal
was
with
so
any
so
fucking weak plot points any further.
so to recap, just so I'm clear on it, like your disappointment came from the story just didn't go where you wanted it to go.
Basically,
Okay. No. That's fair. That's legit. That's legit. That's legit.
basically, I have another one on my 13. That's a disappointment, but I'll get to that when I get to the 13. All right. I went on my little rant. I was rant number one. I don't have Sean timing me this time. I don't have Matt timing me, so we'll see how long my rants go this season. I don't have too many of them, but that was one of them. All right, we're gonna move on. What's the next award that this motherfucker always talks about? We'll go with the best. I guess we go with the after the disappointment. Oh, with surprise. Why didn't I think of that? Surprise. What's your biggest surprise of the season?
All right. My biggest surprise was man, Tojima wants to be Kamen Rider. I didn't
Mm,
watch season one during the fall of 2025. I
mm,
jumped and watched the whole series, and I probably should have started. It would have won some awards like last season had I
mm,
watched it because I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a big surprise. Like I went on a whole Kamen Rider
mm,
like I watched Shin Kamen Rider on Amazon. I was just like, oh no, nah, bro. I got into a mode, bro. That shit was good. That shit
mm,
was good. Like it was a very pleasant surprise to watch.
mm. Good shit. Good shit. My biggest surprise of the season was the Holy Grail of Eris. I mean, there were several surprises of the season, but the biggest one for me was the Holy Grail of Eris. I did not expect a great mystery out of this. A great mystery full of twists and turns and surprises. The way they built everything was really nice. The supernatural aspect was there because it involves, avenging a ghost. It's a revenge plot involving a ghost, but it's not terribly overused. They didn't explain it a hell of a lot, but I didn't need that because the emphasis was the mystery, and I enjoyed the mystery. And I'll get more into it when I get into my 13. But my biggest surprise was the Holy Grail of Eris.
Okay. So Holy Grail Ares, and you said your disappointment was what now?
Anyway, I'm falling in love with you, season two.
Okay. All right. And Holy Grail. Okay. All right. Big surprise. All
There
right.
you
I'm
go.
ready.
All right. Awesome. All right, we're moving on. We're gonna go with the originals next. I had no original, so I had no awards. I didn't watch a single original. Did you?
I didn't know what was a I did not know what was a original. I thought uh Sentenced to be a Hero was until I found out it was a light novel, and I was like, okay, well that's not an original, so I guess we could skip original. I didn't watch an original, to my knowledge.
Yeah,
Um,
you and I generally don't. The only people that do watch it are Chris, and Chris watches everything under the sun. But Matt normally watches one just so we can put something for an award. I don't bother, so that is what it is. All right, we'll move on. Let's go with the bet. Let's go with the music aspect. Let's go with the best OP. Let's go with best OP. What'd you put for your OP of the season?
all right, man. The OP of the season for me was what was it? Beastars.
Hmm,
Um, Yeah, man. I usually I give you the song, the name of the artist. Bro, B Stars. It was Oshinoko until I heard B Stars, and I was like, oh yeah, but it's not even close. It's not even close.
Mm-mm.
Um, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm trying to find it now. The final OP. La Faregla by Sotoru. Oh man, like dang. Like yeah, no. That was it. Like B Stars final.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I love that. Or was it Into the World? I'm not sure. Yeah, La Farella.
Okay.
Yeah, that was dope by
And
Sotaru Kosaki. It's a jazz. It's jazz. It was straight up jazz, bro. That jump
oh,
was.
that's it.
Oh yeah, bro. I was just like, bro, a good anime jazz opening, man. Like, yeah, that was heat. That was heat. I loved
Get
it.
you. I feel you. I never do the names and stuff. I just tell you the show. For me, it was hard, but realistically, I think the best one encapsulating visuals along with the music. I went with Oshinoko. This year's OP. Not as good as the first two, but nonetheless, I still enjoyed it. They switched it up a little bit. I believe one of the episodes you said they switched it up. I didn't
Yeah,
catch which
the
one,
first
but
the first couple episodes, like if I go back and watch, I remember the first. I think it was around. You notice how it was four girls dancing, but they never introduced who the fourth girl was.
I never noticed that.
You never noticed? Like there were it was Mim, it was Ruby, and it was Kana, and then there was a fourth girl. In the first couple episodes, it was only three, and then they showed the fourth girl, and I was like, "Yo, who the hell is this fourth girl?" Um, if I'm talking visuals in the OP, I would give it polar opposites. I think polar opposites had visually the most
Mm.
original, like them doing the phone,
Mhm.
like them doing the phone TikTok, like reels being
Yeah,
like for the OP. I thought
it's
that
fitting,
would have been
especially fitting for that show. Especially
yeah,
fitting
it
for
would
that show.
it would have been perfect. Like I would have picked that one, but all my OPs is always gonna based on what's the song. I don't care about the visuals like that. The
Most times with a
song,
song, when I can't think of like a song really grasping me, then I go with like how the visuals play in with the song. So I can have
yeah,
okay song, and if you have great visuals, it'll win. Or if you have just a fantastic song, the fantastic song stays on its own.
right.
So that's where I go. So yeah, I gave it Oshis this season.
Ten
Not
four.
terribly in love with the pick, but pick nonetheless. All right, off the back of that, we're gonna go with ED. What's your best ED of the season?
Bro, I did not have one.
Ain't no way.
Bro, I didn't have one. Nigga, I don't remember not one ED. Like not a single one. There is no one single ED I remember from this season. I don't remember any of them.
Okay, so you got no award for ED. That's wild.
Yeah, no award for ED, bro. I got none.
I went with Shibuya Yugi's ED. I love a good ballad. Everyone knows me. I love a good ballad. Whether it's an opening or an ending, I love a good ballad. Shibuya Yugi gives you a good ballad, especially off the time. Oftentimes throughout that season, at the end of each episode, there's a cliffhanger or something that goes along with it, or something sad that Homegirl's reflecting on. And I thought the ballad went with that really well. So I chose Shibuya Yugi for ED. All
Okay,
right.
okay.
Moving down the list, we'll go with the genres next. First genre, as we always pick, our etchy. What is our etchy of the season, Sean?
I guess I'm gonna have to go with
Or fan
there was,
service. We can say fan
I
service
mean,
too.
I know a fan service. There was etch of the season is Tojima wants to be Kamen Rider.
Okay. What made it etchy?
Man, there was really on some gooner behavior the first few episodes, bro. Like, like the gooner behavior was like soon as they introduced tackle, and it was just like, oh, well, y'all tripping. Like all the girls from Shocker had like E cups, D cups, like like in Dead Man Wonderland, they're G's. Like, bro, like why? Why, bro? Like, come on, like this is insane. But they were on some straight
Uh,
gooner behavior. But it was hilarious. It was hilarious. But yeah, it was straight etchy.
brother. Um, I went with Chain Soldier season 2. I think it was fairly easy. If you show me bare tits and sexually suggestive scenes along with the bare tits, I think you win. And I really think what's his face, the main character actually fucked one of the demon girls. So that was lit. He literally had like, bro, it's wild. Like homeboy, like she had like I guess a spit fetish, so she's feeding him spit, so he's like paralyzed because of it. That's like demon power. So he swallows a spit. He's paralyzed, and he consumes so much of her saliva. When he kills the demon in physical form is dead, but the demon's spiritual form now lives in him permanently because he basically consumed God like nectar, aka her saliva.
Bro, that is insane. Like, I didn't watch Chain Soldier this season. I at some point I said I wanted to jump into it and get to it. It's just I never got around, bro. I've been High Dive been getting free money from me, bro. Cause I ain't, bro, for 3 months, bro. They done hit me with that charge, and I ain't watched not one thing. It's like, bro, they living for free, bro. I ain't even cancel or pause my subscription. They just been eating.
Yeah. Well, you never know when something's gonna pop up. You're gonna be like, oh, it's on high dive. Bet you do that. That's why it's there. When it comes to subscriptions like that, it is what it is. All right, let's move on. Next one for us is gonna be the best music or sports anime. Did you have one, Sean?
No, I did not. Did you?
I did. I had Medalist season 2, which is still
Okay.
not done. The one drawback, as I'll get into Medalist later on this season, is the fact that for whatever stupid fucking reason, they delayed the distribution in the United States. So if you were living in the United States and you wanted to see Medalist season 2, you had two options. You either were 4 weeks behind at any given point, or you went on the dark web and you pirate lifed it. And I chose not to pirate life it, and so therefore this is the only show that is not completed from my list. The final episode, the season finale of Medalist season 2, drops as we record this on Saturday morning. And so I watched
Mm.
8 of the 9. I got everything I needed from the 8 of the 9 though, so that's why it's still ranked in my 13. I'll tell you where it is later, but nonetheless, Medalist season 2, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. When it comes to the figure skating, the art, the music, we'll get into it. But yes, mine was Medalist season 2.
All right.
Okay, moving on. We will go with the next. Let's go with fantasy. What was your best fantasy anime of the season?
Free reign.
Fair.
Yeah, it's like it's free. It's free reign, man. It's like, it's that's what it's made for. Like, I think that's like the only fantasy that was the only show I can really consider a fantasy that I was watching. It was Freerun, and Freerun is just best at. That's what it does best. That's his bread and butter. So yeah, it was definitely
I
Freerun.
went. I went with Hell's Paradise. I thought Hell's Paradise was a better.
A fantasy.
Yeah, I
I
confirmed
mean,
with fantasy.
it's so supernatural. It definitely can be a fantasy. I didn't view it as such, but
Yeah.
I don't knock you for I don't knock you for that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I can see that.
Speaking of best supernatural, I gave it to Hell's Paradise too. What was yours?
Best supernatural. Do we have our first twinsies? Let's see. Let me find my list. Um, Hell's Paradise. We have twinsies.
Yeah, it's accurate when it comes to supernatural shit involving fucking all the crazy creatures that are on that fucking island. No brainer. No fucking brainer. All right, so we got fantasy and we got supernatural down. We'll move on to the sci-fi. What is the best sci-fi you watched this season?
Man, the Darwin incident.
Mm.
Man, look, man. Okay, it was on Prime, and the lip flapping was off with the dub sometimes, and it was so annoying because I felt like, I was just like, bro, y'all rushing this, y'all rushing this dub. Sometimes it didn't match, and what it is it takes place in America, so you have Japanese people being like, all right, so this is America. This is what happens in America. This is how we view Americans and how they talk. They had country people. They had like rednecks. They had like ignorant people. They had a psychotic black dude. They had a scientist, and then it was about a girl who became close friends with a boy who was called the Human Z. He was half chimp, half human, and he had super strength. He could climb. He had super, all his senses were super intelligent. And it was about how this organization, these eco terrorists were trying to recruit him to join their cause to liberate animals, like PETA to the max, like super extreme PETA. But it was like, as far as it being like sci-fi, like, bro, it's like okay, straight science fiction, like you mixing human DNA with ape DNA, and
Mm,
you bringing that to life, and you got to deal with the day to day of that. That was the big supernatural element, like just them
hmm.
living in the lab. So yeah, it was the Darwin incident.
That makes sense. Okay, no problem. I like it. I went with Trigun season 2 for my
All
sci-fi.
right.
Trigun, I mean, the way that they have everything's laid out with trying to save humanity and and expand humanity with the plant system. It in terms of all the other shows I watched this season, don't get much more sci-fi than that. The fact that Vash is literally part mech, as well. Same with Knives. The fact that you had Nicholas taking that fucking potent that keeps him alive. All that shit. Yeah, sci-fi. Trigun season 2.
Okay. Bet.
All right, moving on. We're gonna go with the best comedy. What was the funniest show you watched this season?
Tojima wants to be Kamen Rider, bro. When I tell you
Mm,
this, when this was funny, it was funny. Like they even had some episodes that didn't have nothing to do with too much fighting. It was just straight comedy. I think one of the funniest ones, it was this particular episode where one of the I think it was Batman from Shocker, um, or Spider-Man from Shocker, was like he met this dude. He met this girl, and he became roommates with this girl. And one day, her ex-boyfriend came back, and he's like, "Man, who's this dude living here?" I said, "Oh, we just roommates, ain't nothing going on." And the dude just kind of like challenged them to a fight. And then after the fight, the dude cooks like the most delicious ramen, and he's trying to get the girl who's an idol. He wants to feed her, and like she's just getting fat, like she's just getting big and thick, and she's a plus size idol. And but it's just love her like that. And he just like she about to lose her idol contract because she can't put off the weight. Like she does all this work in the daytime to like lose the weight and be an idol, but then at nighttime she keeps sneaking out to eat all this fat ramen. And like, bro, it was just like that was probably one of the funniest episodes. But other than that, it's just you can't take that show seriously unless they want you to take it seriously. So that's why I told you, man, wants to become a writer was special, bro. Like it was genuinely funny.
that's fair. I didn't have much that made me laugh this season, but the thing I guess that made me laugh the most, I gave it to Polar Opposites. You and I are polar opposites. I thought there were plenty of scenes throughout the season. The dynamic between Tani and what's her face? Whose name am I forgetting? Um, damn it. Uh,
Talking about
what's his
Tana
name?
Miyu?
Yeah, and Miyu and Suzuki. I thought their dynamic was pretty funny. Their fucking their friends kept up some of the comedic gold between them. They were funny in their own way, trying to help them like continue their relationship and go through their own things. So yeah, I laughed a few times at Polar Opposites, so I gave it to Polar Opposites this season.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right, moving on. Let's go with thriller mystery. What was your best thriller mystery of the season?
Man, I have to give this one to the Darwin incident. The Darwin incident, bro. It was always this mystery of there was always a mystery predicated on the previous episode. So when they get
Mm,
to the end, it's always like something else is going to happen, something else is going to happen, and you don't know what's going to happen next. And and things shift. The thriller aspect came especially when we got the school shooting episode, like
mm,
trigger warning. The
mm.
school shooting episode was like, oh, but y'all really doing this? Like y'all really showing this?
That's
Like,
America.
bro, it's like we talking shock value. Like straight, they got me on shock value. At that point, I was like, yeah, this show's top 10. Not
Mm,
because not because you glorifying it, you condemning it, but you're definitely not glorifying it. But it's just like it was kind of like you looking in the mirror and it's just like, dang, bro, this is how the world see America, bro. And it's like how intense they made that scene with like Buddy is doing the shooting, and then he try to he try to not he know how he want to go out, and it was just like, bro, you're on the edge of your seat because you seeing this dude walk through the campus, and it's like you kind of want to look away because it's like, bro, this too graphic, bro. Y'all, how y'all showing this on TV, bro? Like, and
they
then you're
probably
like, bro, I can't look away. And then they did that man, it was that tragic shooting, man. They recreated they created that
with Columbine.
no, they recreated Buddy put the camera on the gun to make it look like a video game.
Boom,
and it
boom.
was like, oh yeah, bro, that's sick, bro. That's sick. But it was a great thriller mystery.
That's it. Yeah, definitely think it's fair pick. Thriller mystery for me, I went with the thriller aspect of Shiboy Yugi. Yeah, the last episode was a disappointment, but regardless, for the remainder of the season, I was enthralled, totally enthralled by Shiboy Yugi and the way that the death games played out. I know you weren't a big fan of it, Sean. I know you wanted something more like Saw type vibes.
No,
Uh,
that wasn't me. I thought that was Matt.
no,
That
I
wasn't
thought
me.
I don't think that was Matt. I think it was you or Chris.
It had to be somebody else. I think it was Chris that wanted somebody wanted to, I thought it was you that wanted it to be like Saw.
No, I didn't have a complaint. I didn't have a complaint until the final episode. That made no damn sense. That
Oh,
is one.
oh, oh.
Yeah, that must have been Chris. Then
Oh yeah,
Chris.
yeah, but absolutely. Oh,
Nah, but I mean, like I said, I was enthralled throughout the season with Shibuya Yugi. I thought the drama and the suspense was top tier. It was one of those ones where like I felt like, especially I thought it was to Chris's point. I thought it was going to be a lot more graphic than what it was after episode one when they had the fucking like the chainsaw scene or whatever where they fucking cut old girl fucking to pieces. I thought it was going to be a lot like that, but it was more like a cerebral type games that involved the deaths of many of those participants. So yeah, I was enthralled by that. I could have gone with Holy Grail Eris in terms of mystery, but I did want to show Shibuya Yugi a little bit of love from that standpoint. So I went with Shibuya Yugi on that one.
okay, okay, okay.
All right, let's move on to some of our favorites. Some of our favorites. What I'm looking for genres. There we go. That's the word. Took me a second. Let's go with Did I say adventure already? Did we? Oh, we did adventure, right? Yeah, we did.
No, we haven't done adventure.
Adventure. Okay, let's go with adventure. What was your best adventure?
All right. My best adventure was where is it, bro? I don't know where I put my best adventure. Trying to keep up. Oh yeah,
Uh,
Golden Kamuy. Golden Kamuy was my best adventure, bro. They trying to get the gold this season. They were looking for the gold. Man, that shit was an adventure, bro.
hmm.
Boy, bro, hey, go, hey, boy. I can't say nothing, bro. That's it. You can have the flow, bro. I ain't saying nothing else.
I went with Freerun season 2 for best adventure.
All
I thought
right.
an adventure. That's literally what they're doing. Yeah, it's literally in this hosting the northern plateau, and they're on an adventure to try and kill that demon lord. So easy enough for me on that one. All right, let's go on with drama. What was your best drama of the season?
All right. Give me 1 second. And all right. My best. Oh boy, my ear. All right. My best drama. My best drama was Love Through a Prism.
Mm.
Love Through a Prism was like,
I regret that I didn't have the time to watch it. It will be
bro,
watched for 4 years, and it will probably land in the
bro.
third because of
I
how.
got love for Matt. Matt's one of my favorite people. One of my favorite anime people. One of my favorite people, especially. But me and him are polar opposites on how he feels about the last few episodes. He think the last few episodes tanked it. I feel like the last few episodes took it over the top.
Mm,
Like that's what we differ, bro. The end of this show, oh no,
mm,
but it was absolutely like, bro, it was like, yeah, bro, drama. It was
mm,
straight. It was a drama because it went from one different genre of it went from school drama
mm,
to straight up timeless romance drama, and it's like, oh, okay, we doing two different types of drama. So
mm,
yeah, yeah, it went from school drama to romance drama, and I
mm.
love that.
I went with Oshinoko. I think as long as Oshinoko continues to fucking pump out shows, it'll fucking win drama of the year for me or drama of the season for me. Because good God, the drama in that show as we continue to progress, as we reach the final season that'll be airing, we still ain't seen shit yet.
Oh man, yeah, I don't disagree when it comes to you saying to that. Like I ain't gonna lie, I don't disagree with Ocean. Oshi, it was a fantastic drama. This season, this season I didn't like this season as much as I like last season. Last season is still, I would say last season still might be my favorite season.
Mm,
Um, but this season it might be my least favorite season because for most of the season, one, the EP faked me out, and two, um, bro, everybody was so freaking annoying, bro. Like everybody
Mhm,
got on my nerves. But it's more on
mhm.
that later. It's more on that later. I'll get to that later.
All good. All good. All right, moving on. Let's go with best slice of life. What was your best slice of life of the season?
All right. My best slice of life was we are polar opposites.
Hmm,
Yeah,
okay.
because it was still a even though it was a romance, it was still like, slice of life. Like nothing, it was just about the day in the life of these kids because they did a lot with them being outside and them
Mhm,
going on the school trip. And you do get those in anime, but they found a way to make this slice of life um more palatable than typically it is. It wasn't just a boring school anime. Like it was a good
mhm.
slice of life. They kind of
Yeah,
blended the best of
most
both
of the scenes
worlds.
take place outside of school. Like, yeah, they're in school. But most of like the important things happen outside of school. So I feel
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's what I like because usually the most important things happen. They didn't do the club trope, but they had a club that they had to meet at every day. It was like no, like they go home and that's when the show gets really good when they
Hmm.
get out of school. And usually most shows they center everything that makes it slice of life in school, and this show didn't do that, so I liked it.
That's fair. I like that. Journal with Witch. I'll get on to Journal with Witch when we get into our tops. But yeah, Journal with Witch was an incredible slice of life that had to deal with just trauma and how to deal with that, how to deal with loss, how to be able to try and reconcile your feelings and things of that nature. I'll get way
Bro,
more to that when we get into
please,
when we
please
talk.
do because as it currently stands, that was my drop. I
Bro,
got 6 episodes in and was like, I'm done. Like it just couldn't. It never got better. It was like, bro, I got 6 episodes in and was just like, bro, I'm just not interested. I really just don't care. I just could not find it in me to care, bro. The show just became work. Like Matt tried to get me to stick with it after 3 episodes. I said, okay, it's getting interesting a little bit, and then it was just like, bro, I'm just not in the mood. I just could never find the right mood to watch that show.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you when I get to it. I got you. All right, moving on. I think this is the last. Oh no, second to last. Second to last. Genre category. Romance. What was your best romance of the season?
We are polar opposites. Contrary to popular belief, yeah, we are polar opposites was a fantastic romance. What made it such a good romance is it didn't, it wasn't completely predicated on the main characters.
Mm,
There was a romance building with a couple of the friends, and then one of the friends ended up building a romance and going on a date. And I love how in the last episode we get 2 dates at the same
mm,
time that end up crossing paths with each other, but never find out that
mm,
both of them went on a date at the same time.
mm,
And they split the episode in half, and they didn't just bore you with the main couple and what's going on with them. They had another polar opposites. It was two opposites attract.
mm,
Um, and it kind of hit me because, like, in my personal relationship, I'm in a polar opposite relationship. And I really appreciated how the anime makes it. Um, it makes it seem like opposites attract is just beautiful. And it is when it is. But the opposites attract
mm,
stuff in real life, bro, that junk get hard because you really do feel like you have times where y'all just ain't compatible. And
mm,
incompatibility really just kind of like it pulls because opposites attract is like a magnet. Like y'all can, if y'all are willing to learn from each other and grow with each other, y'all, it can be a beautiful thing. But I think it glorifies and it like romanticizes like opposites attract. And when sometimes like real life, I know if you opposites with someone, it can become work. It can become hard. It can become like difficult. But one thing that they got right is the rewarding part when you learn about the person and you learn about yourself,
mm,
when you compliment someone else and you push something new to someone else. And it's like that was the beautiful part they got right. I was just like, yeah, bro, that was, I give it best romance because I could personally relate to it. Even though they're like high school kids, they
mm,
got the element about opposites attracting. They got that right. They really did got that right. So it touched me in a way where it was like, yo, this I
mm,
can relate to this. Like
mm,
this is true. So yeah, man. Great romance. It
mm.
was gonna be Love Through a Prism until I finished this, and it was like, no, this deserves way more.
Twinsies.
What?
Twinsies. I didn't have it as in depth as you did. Out of all the romances I enjoyed, we got a couple from episode one from the jump, and then the rest of the show focuses on how they build upon that and how they continue to grow. They face a little bit of adversity, so not everything's perfect. And to me, again, what I made the show enjoyable for me were the side characters, whether it was helping Tani and Suzuki along, and then when they go through their own things and having their own self discoveries and their own thoughts and their own stories as they went along, while never forgetting Suzuki and Tani, but giving them that extra emphasis. I thought really sold me in terms of how solid of a romance this was. So
Yeah, yeah, bro. It was
I
so much.
appreciate the fuck out of what you said, though. It makes total sense what you said, and
Yeah, bro.
it
Like,
makes me want to bump it up. I think I might bump it up one.
it was, it was.
Bump it up one. I just bumped it up on my 13, dog.
No, 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 bro. Polar Opposites was
I bumped
it
it up
was
on my 13.
very it was very endearing and enjoyable. Like
Mm-hmm.
just it wasn't
It,
until they got to the school
it
trip
took
that
me.
really that's
It
when it
took
hit me when they hit the school trip. When it was
yeah.
like because they didn't do the thing where the couple waits to the end to get
Mm-hmm.
together. And I like how it wasn't about they did the last name thing where it was like, hey, we gonna like both of them start putting forth effort. It was never like in the beginning, you putting forth all this effort and Tiny is just along for the ride. But then
Mm-hmm.
he starts stepping up.
Yeah.
He starts to step up. And but I
And,
told you my most rewarding thing was like the background friends who started to fall. Like the one guy, I can't even
yeah.
remember his name. He was like, man, why is she always laughing at my jokes? Like,
Yeah.
why is she, you know what I'm saying? Like she coming into the store with me and he's like, he's second guessing himself. He got this anxiety, he got this self depravity, and
Yeah.
she's like, nah, bro, you cool. Like she really fucking with him. And I'm like, oh yeah, bro, we got 3 couples. And then they said, oh, bro, we only taking 1 season off, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna come back with part 2 in the summer. So just hold off for spring.
My
We'll be back
favorite
in the summer.
though, that dude, I think the downtrodden guy. That's who you're talking about. Him and then
Hmm.
his best friend, who was his childhood friend, and they're like, "Oh, we just homies, we just homies." But then they start, they're very slowly realizing the bits and pieces about each other that they like. That's my favorite couple of the bunch. But nonetheless, yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of it. So it
Yeah,
was work. It was a little bit of work. I love the first episode. Then it kind of fell off for me, and I was like, this might be a drop, but I kept it going. And part of the reason why I kept it going because you were so hype about it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it
bro,
going. See
it
what
was
it
the
is.
animation for me. It was the animation and the downtime when it was like, oh, bro, why y'all drawing this like this? Like it was the way they animated Miyu, because I fell in love with her instantly, bro. Like I was like, oh, but she is my favorite fucking character. Like she was my favorite character, like of this whole show. But
Mhm,
when everything started bubbling with Shuji, you know what I'm saying? When Shuji
mhm,
started and Manami, they started
mhm,
having not Manami, but
mhm,
Shino. When they started having their thing, like I think that's probably your favorite couple. Like I like Natsumi and Kentaro. Kentaro and Natsumi, like they're the couple that I like how Kentaro was really trying and Natsumi was Onishi. She was trying to get out of her comfort zone. The whole
mhm.
show, she trying to get out of her comfort zone. Her friend trying to push her out of her comfort zone.
Her friend
Um,
was hilarious.
yeah, but then like
She was
the
fucking funny.
unsuspecting couple was Shiuji and Shino.
Yeah,
Cause
that's my couple.
yeah, like that was the most unsuspecting couple. It
That's
was just like
that's my
they're not even a couple yet. And I
no.
think we're gonna probably get more of them in season 2. So I'm
I
excited.
hope we do.
I'm
I
excited for
hope,
season 2.
I hope we do. Man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Agreed. See, who says we don't get along when it comes to romance?
We've
How
been
about
doing pretty well this episode.
how about that? How about that? All right. I think. Oh no, we got one more. We got one more. Fucking genre. It's the genre that everybody has come to love and appreciate because it gets everybody started in anime for the most part. The best action anime of the season. What is yours, Sean?
All right, best action. It's gonna throw y'all for a loop. Uh,
Kamen Rider.
Golden Kamuy.
Okay.
Golden Kamuy was best action. Like I saw it and I was like, Shield. It was Sentence to Be Hero and Hell's Paradise and JJK. And people
Mm-hmm.
like, bro, that's who you gonna probably get this award to.
Top three.
And honestly, JJK almost got it.
Mm.
Hell's Paradise probably deserved it, but Golden Kamuy just without them just being over the top, Golden Camel kept people were getting stabbed. People were getting shot in the face, shot in the back, drop kicked, like power bombed, like choked, drowned. People were dying in the most craziest ways. And then they ended this season with the whole. They ended this whole season with like a battle where they got to this fort and they had to defend this fort, and a whole platoon is coming into the fort, and then for whatever reason, some military like battleships pull up and start bombing. And now you got these old dudes with a cannon trying to sink a military vessel. And then you got snipers out here sniping. And then you got they killing horses trying to get, bro. It was so much violence. Like Golden Kamuy just like they ain't need all the crazy animation like none of these other shonen did, bro. It was just so much violence. Like every episode, I think they had 2 episodes that were just slice of life and just kind of like funny, but everything else was violence. It was just violence, bro. Just unfiltered violence. And it was like war. You know what I'm saying? It's like a battle, like military shit. Like, yeah, man. That was action.
That sounds like Akiba May Wars when I gave it to Akiba May Wars one year.
Yeah, I gave it to that too. But Akiba Made was like best action. Like I'm telling y'all, like I said, I wanted to get us to Sentence to be a hero because Sentence to be a hero, like we talking shonen. If this would have been best shonen, I probably would have gave it to one of those. But
Yeah.
I don't consider Golden Kamuy like a shonen. It's kind of like it's a historical drama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just so happens to have action.
Yeah. I gave it to JJK.
Okay.
I went the easy route. Easy route. Animation, fight scenes, all great. All great. So
No, bro. It was bro, seeing that domain expansion, bro, and like this man about to drown, and like I was like, yo,
it
this
was a
is
great
crazy.
fight. That was a great fight.
Great
No,
fight.
what really sold me the action was the fucking Kill Bill episode where Mai goes and kills the clan.
Her whole family, bro.
She killed the entire clan, bro.
Bro, she killed her
It was
family,
a
bro.
wrap for me then. It was a wrap. That episode was a wrap. I was like, all right, best action. There we go. This woman just killed her entire family.
Yeah.
30 motherfuckers. Women, children, adults. Didn't matter. They, thems, probably. There might have been a they, them in there. Murked. Everybody got murked.
Yeah, bro. That was facts.
All right. Let's go on to the specificities of the season. We're going to go and start off with the best duo or group. What is your best duo or group of the season?
Man, my best group is Company 8 from Fire Force. Man, they had to go through it. Like Company 8 was like, think about it. Last season, Company 8 was like on the government's like most wanted list. And despite them being on the government's most wanted list, they still had to like step up. They had to save the world. Like everything was on their shoulders. If Company 8 wasn't there, like because everybody wanted to do the calamity. They just like, bro, we want to bring the great calamity. We want to just reset the whole world and turn the whole world into a new sun. And they Company 8 is like, no. You have to the whole world, you have to get to Company 8. And Company 8 was standing on business. Company 8 was standing on straight business.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I'll get into that when we get into 13. Group for me was Eris and Scarlet from Holy Grail of Eris.
Okay.
Yeah. And her name's not Eris. Fuck is her name? I just realized like Eris is the fucking Eris. What the fuck is Holy Grail of Eris? Why did I finish it? What's her name? Constance Grail. Constance. Let me change that from Eris to Constance. Okay, Constance and Scarlet. At the end of the day, literally, Constance was this like average Joe girl. Like she, the middling fucking noble woman, and she gets caught up in some bullshit from the jump when she realizes that her betrothed is literally cheating on her with some chick. When she finds this out, she gets caught up in a whole revenge murder plot with a fucking ghost. And literally her life gets turned upside down. And the thing about Eris and Constance, Constance and Scarlet, is that Constance, she is very meek, very timid, very kind. Scarlet is very ruthless and sinister. but not in an evil way. But just she's trying to get revenge for herself because she was like, there was no way that I deserved to be murdered. I should have not been murdered. I should have not been killed. I was set up. So I need you to avenge me. And Constance has to get out of her shell so much because of all the life threatening situations that she's in. And she finds at various points where she, like, no matter how hard she tries, she can't get around that bound. And she calls on Scarlet, and Scarlet comes and saves the day. And then toward the end of the season, Constance finally does get a little bit out of her shell, and she's able to support herself when Scarlet isn't around or can't assist her in the journey that she's on the path that she's now gone on because of Scarlet. And so that dynamic I thought was tremendous throughout. Literally, they were literally tied to the hip for the most part throughout the season, as more of the solutions to the mystery were unveiled to us through those points. So yeah, Constance and Scarlet were my duo of the season.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, let's move on. Let's go with supporting boy. Who was your best supporting boy of the season?
Best supporting boy was Kentaro from Polar Opposites.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, nah, bro. He like I said, the sub couple, like adjacent to the main couple,
Mm-hmm.
like like that kept the show from being one dimensional. It gave it an extra layer. So I was just like, he was the boy involved in that. So I
Mm-hmm.
gave him the award.
Okay, fair enough. I gave it to Sakasa from Medalist Season 2, the coach of our beloved main character, whose name is slipping my fucking mind once again. I watch so many shows, names just fucking go all over the place. Inori. The supporting coach of Inori. Without Tsukasa, Inori can't achieve what she is able to achieve, and Tsukasa is such a wonderful cheerleader for her. Always supportive, always willing to go the extra mile because she believes in Inori and believes in wanting to see her become an Olympic medalist in her career, and feels for her. And every time you see Tsukasa, it's nothing but love and adoration for that young girl. So
Mm,
Sukasa, easy pick for me.
all right.
Moving on, supporting girl. Who is the best supporting girl of the season?
Man, you really just you really just called it out. I don't know if you remember, but you called it out. It was Maki.
Mm,
Yeah, bro. Maki from JJK. Nah, man. She I don't know, bro. She kind of started the show. Even
mm,
though she wasn't in the later episodes, she got this shit started. She let you know what time it was.
mm-hmm,
Like she let you know before anything got cooking. Like, oh yeah, bro, this finna be heat. She
mm.
she she came in and checked the temperature as soon as she got on stage, especially for her to being such a, in my opinion, such a remedial character. Like, bro, she just you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, she don't really make no real impression. She's not
She didn't
depicted
have
as one
much
of
to
the
say to
main
me, but
characters.
she did make.
Yeah, so now in the latest season, but she got the scar, she got the eye patch. Like, oh shit is different. Like her
Mm-hmm,
haircut, she was like, oh yeah, no, bro. I had to get reverse curse to get healed. Oh yeah, bro. I'm not playing. She fused with her twin. Spoilers. Oh yeah, bro.
mm-hmm.
She different.
Yeah, that was raw. She's got full power now. Can't wait to see what she does. I feel that. Supporting girl for me, I went with Makio from Journal, the older of the two girls between Makio and Asa. Listen, without Makio, Asa would have not been able to navigate the crisis that she went through. Makio is a breath of fresh air for Asa, and is, in a way, because of that teen angst that Asa feels through her journey, on top of being through the trauma. Makio acts as like a little bit of a foil to Asa, but not a foil in terms of like negatively affecting her, but more of a foil in terms of keeping her grounded. Makio's presence and her adult figure esque um, projection to Asa definitely resonates with people that are in that type of situation. And I thought there could have been no better support for her from an adult figure standpoint in this trauma time than Asa. At the end of the day, I think what it really boils down to is from the opening episode where no one wanted to take Asa in. And Makio was like, "Listen, I don't want you to live with these fucking assholes. I'm gonna let you live with me. I hated your mom, but I don't want to see you like suffer because you don't deserve that. So you're gonna come with me. And are you good with that?" And Asa was like, her eyes lit up, were open as fuck, and we're like, she was like, "Yeah, I'm down." And then they went on the journey that they went on. So no doubt for me, I thought it was Makio.
All right.
All right, let's move on from there. We will go with the best. Let's go with best waifu next. Who was the best
You
waifu?
you okay? You know we still haven't done animation, visuals, and none of that, right?
Yeah, I know
Okay, okay. You said best waifu. Man, I ain't really had no waifu, man. I went ahead and just gave that shit the pop step because
that.
I think she cute. That's it. I ain't really, yeah, I ain't really, nobody else made an impression this season. This was not a waifu season, bro.
I agree. It probably wasn't. I gave it to Meryl from fucking from Dragon, just
Okay,
because
okay.
I thought she was just the way they portray her in that show is so good. She's so sexy in her own way. Her and what's her face, the other chick that they're always with.
Okay.
Yeah. So one with that. Husbando. Who's your best husbando?
Who was best Espondo? Sugimoto. Man, Sugimoto. Were if Sugimoto care about you, he gonna protect you. Like
Mm,
Sugimoto, really. He had this one episode where where this girl was fawning over him because she thought he was so fine, and she liked his butt, and she tried to steal his clothes when he was in the bath, and like by the end of the episode, he really had to break it to her like, "Hey, man, you betrothed." Your family trying to set you up with this arranged marriage. I'm finna join the military, baby. You only want me because I'm attractive. You don't care about me, and I'm not worth your family, throwing you out and throwing you away because you end up marrying some bozo. You like just some random dude you don't know, don't care about. So he was like, try to
mhm.
let that shit go. And I was like, yeah, man, Sigmodo get it, bro. He a romantic at heart.
I feel that. I went with Randolph Ulster, who is the new betrothed for Constance in Holy Grail of Eris. Just like I mentioned with Scarlet being there to support Constance, so was Randolph. Randolph uses his position as like in essence kind of like the chief of police. He's like the lieutenant of the police. But he's able to use his position A to get Constance more information in terms of what she's looking for. B, be a great sounding board for when she has ideas. C, call out Constance whenever she's trying to lie to him and be like, "Listen, girl, you can't lie to me. Like you're a terrible liar, and I can see everything you're seeing. Let me help you. You're only going to get yourself in more shit if you don't involve me." And then
Hmm.
D, when she does fall into her inevitable shit, he's another character besides Scarlet that's constantly there to support her, back her up, save her from trouble, be there for her to initiate things. So, and then by season's end, they end up together. They end up at early in the season, they end up in a kind of like an arranged marriage that's mutually beneficial to them. But over the course of the season, like she comes to care for him, and vice versa. He cares for her, and by season's end, they end up together. So it's not really discussed. It's not an important part of the show, but it's a nice touch that they're able to get together by the end. So yeah, I give it to Randolph. Let's go with best protagonist. I'm saving the visuals, the animation, and the adaptation for very last. So we'll go
All
with
right.
protagonist. Who was your best protag of the season?
Xylo.
Silo four Barts, huh?
Yeah, man, Xylo, he was the definition of main character energy. Like he absolutely had main character energy. He
Mm-hmm.
moved like a main character, had the conviction of a main character. He had the skill set of a main character, the talk of a main character. He was like he shined through like JJK. Like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Because JJK can decide who the main character was this season. But watching Sentence to Be a Hero, you knew Xylo was the main character.
Yeah, that makes total sense. That's a great pick. That was my number two pick. I went with Asa from Journal to Bewitch. Likewise, like when I talked about Makio being the person that Asa needed in her life, Asa was somebody that Makio needed in her life. Being able to use her to reconcile her feelings, being able to look at things from a different perspective, using her to be able to expound on her like tight world. Keep in mind, Makio is a shut-in. She's a shut-in journalist. She hates people, hates crowds, hates like human interaction in essence, with the exception of like a few people in her life. And Asa opens up a different perspective, a different window for her to be able to grow as well. Asa's journey throughout the season is a very emotional one that I think a lot of parents should really look at in terms of how to deal with a girl that's going through trauma and loss, and be able to try their very best as parents to be able to pick up on those little triggers or little nuances that their child is showing. Asa portrayed herself as like the vulnerable girl so fucking well, and I thought was an absolutely tremendous lead in this overall story of loss and trauma and perspectives in dealing with those things. So I agree with you. Xylo is definitely main character energy, but I think in terms of resonation, that's why I chose Asa over Xylo.
All right, I don't like it.
Right, moving on. If you have a cold tag, moving on, tag. Who's your best antagonist of the season?
Melon from B Stars, bro. Because what the fuck, bro? Melon was a menace, bro. This boy was a whole menace, man. Like he was half gazelle, half leopard, and
Mm,
bro, he was mentally unstable. He was crazy. He ate meat. Bro, I don't know, bro. Melon was just a menace, bro. Melon would shoot you, kill you. He just, bro. And at a certain point, he was doing it for like because he was in pain and he needed healing. But at a certain point, he was just like, bro, I'm just psycho. At this point, this is how I'm expressing myself. It went from I'm doing this because I'm hurt to bro, this shit fun. So you know what? Just fuck the world. Like he was just like straight fuck the world. I was just like, oh, bro, this man don't know why he doing it. This is just who he is. Like he is beyond redemption.
mm.
He's just beyond redemption. And I was like, oh yeah, but he's a complicated villain because everybody thinks he can be saved, or maybe I can relate to him, maybe I can understand him. And as soon as you start to understand him, he's like, nah, bro, I'm just doing this for the culture, nigga. Fuck it. It's
I
just
feel
like, bro, like, yeah, bro. He's like, bro, I don't care, bro. I don't care about me. I don't care about you. It's like he killed his mom. Like, bro, didn't care about nothing.
the savage,
Savage.
full savage. I went with Millions Knives from Trigun season two. I mean, the man literally blew up villages and had him and his people kill hundreds of people for these plants just because he wanted to have a world with no humans. He wanted a plant world. And literally, when he went to actually execute his plan, the plants rebelled against him and said, "This isn't what we want." And he still didn't care. He's like, "Fuck it. I'm just going to blow everything up my motherfucking self. I'll do everything on my own. Fuck everybody." And he literally almost brought humanity in Trigun to the brink of extinction if it wasn't for what's it called for
Vash.
Vash and his people coming to save the day. But Millions Knives gave no fucks. He used all, even though he was trying to give the plants a better life, he used plants to be able to get himself to this omnipotent state of like incredible fucking just badassery, just killing things again throughout the
Mm-mm-mm.
season. um Being able, like, being a super cult leader to like many of his people, like where they just blindly followed him, and it took Vash and his gang of people to slowly break each of them out of those cult trances that they were in essence. So yeah, I thought he was the best antagonist for me this season. Okay, let's move on to, actually no, I lied, we got a couple more. Let's go on to best boy. Who is your best boy of the season?
I gave best boy to Shinra from Fire Force. If you saw the end of the Fire Force, you know why he the best boy. This man became a god and saved the world. If you ain't the best boy, because he could have did anything, this man became a god. Like this man was like fire Jesus and just saved the world. He became the embodiment of the Trinity. And I was like, oh yeah, bro, this Shinra is best boy because he had to be the hero. Like his destiny was to be the hero of the world, and he did it. He did it, and he created the Soul Eater world. Shinra, that's best boy energy right there.
Doesn't resonate to me. I gave it to Aqua. Always love giving it to Aqua. realistically, because Aqua at the end of the day, fucking reality be damned, he did everything he could to like help like progress this revenge plot that he has. He's sacrificing everything. He sacrificed his sister loving him, and then was there when his sister hated him and needed her the most. Needed him the most because she was so like despondent and so upset with everything that happened. And he reveals that he's the doctor to her, and everything changes. Aqua breaks up with his girl that loves him and is willing to literally commit murder with him because he doesn't want to like involve her. Bro, like that the sacrifice
I
that
hated, bro. I hated Aqua this season, bro. Aqua was
bro.
no, because this what made no sense. And tell me if I'm tripping. Ruby never stopped being that girl who didn't have the body to live up to her dream. Died in the hospital, mother abandoned her, appreciated the doctor and developed feelings for him because she had nobody. Straight up just latched on to him and some weird, hey, when I'm 16, let's get married. Doctor's like, Shawty, you terminally ill. Of course I'm gonna tell you that. What disappointed me with Aqua was I forgot he was a doctor. It's like, bro, you went through pre-law. I mean, you went through pre-med. You got your bachelor's, got your master's, went through pre-med and med school and residency. You was a whole doctor. You have a doctorate of information. Like, bro, you are 30 plus. Like, you almost at least 30 if you on this doctor shit. Like, bro, you a mature adult. You actually got a fully developed brain, learned all of these things. And then when he becomes Aqua, it's like he lost. It's like, bro, you can't even say that you used to be this doctor, bro, because you haven't demonstrated anything that you have the maturity, the intelligence, or anything from.
Advanced problems problem solving, understanding psychology. What else?
No,
Being
what
able
I'm saying is he the personality he developed because he became Aqua was more realistic to who he was than his past personality. Like, it was nothing. You saw the first episode. Aqua is nothing like that guy. He became a completely different person, which is kind of like there's no conflict with Ruby. I get the conflict with him. It's just like, bro, where's the conflict? So when he did the confession and told Ruby, oh yeah, man, we were both reincarnated. It's like, damn, bro, like, did the death, like, he died and watched his mama die. Like, that shit changes a nigga. So I get it, but it's like, shit, bro. Like, who are you? Yeah, Aqua was, yeah. But yeah, I don't dispute that. Like, Aqua was a great character. Complex as hell.
that's why I liked him. Shinra, we'll get into it soon, very soon on Fire Force. All right, we got best boy. Now let's get best girl in. Who is best girl?
Miyu from Polar Opposites. I kind of gave that away earlier. Nah, man. I keep it short, man. Miyu, she was like instantly like her energy. She was bubbly, she was fun, she was honest, she was herself, and she made that show. Like, bro, they make Miyu any other way, this becomes a completely bland show. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she was the show. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
was the show.
Mm-hmm. You know something I forgot? By the way, my best girl was Asa. I gave all the details. Like I gave her best girl in terms of protagonist. So I won't go into further on that one. I forgot to talk about best fight. What was your best fight of the season, bro?
I'm glad you asked, Ethan. My best fight of the whole season was Arthur versus Dragon from Fire Force.
That
Because,
preposterous fuckery.
bro, that was
So preposterous.
bro, I haven't seen nothing like that since Ragnar Crimson. I haven't seen anything that preposterously. That's the most epic, preposterous fight I've seen since Ragnar Crimson. Bro,
Dog,
bro. Arthur versus Dragon was like epic,
brother.
absolute cinema. Cause it's like bro was in space and was like, I can't breathe. Hold on. If I take this key, if I take that, oh, now I can breathe.
It was a ring.
What?
It was a ring. He put a ring
A
on.
ring. If I put this ring on, I can breathe now. I'm gonna slice through a planet. I'm gonna get my body cut off and just float in space. What? Like, you knew he had to defeat Dragon because you get it. Arthur the King, the Night King, has to slay the dragon. But I didn't expect what I got, bro. When they did that rematch, I was like, bro, they shook the universe. This is some Gurren Lagann, like epic action, bro.
Bro,
Like that fight,
that shit was entertainingly aggravating to me.
bro.
It was
I had to,
entertaining as shit, and I was so pissed off by the end of it.
bro. I had to rewind it. I had to rewind it. I was like, oh no, bro, I gotta rewind this. Like, what am I
Hell,
watching? That was the most anime fight I've seen in I don't know how long.
so ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Arthur was like straight up delusion.
Dog.
Delusion. I was like, bro, that's the power of being delusional. You can do anything if you believe you can do it. Like, bro, that was just motivation. Anything you believe, if you believe it hard enough, you can accomplish it. Arthur, the Night King, slaying the dragon.
Listen, motherfuckers.
Got his
I,
hand
I don't
cut
I
off.
don't I don't sponsor if you believe it, you could do it. You're not gonna be able to breathe in space without any sort of space equipment. If you get half your body blown up in space, you're not gonna fucking survive. And you just floating in space, you're not gonna survive. If you cut a whole planet in two, it should be Dragon Ball Z. It should be Frieza. It should just that's it. No more planet. You can't cut Earth in two and expect Earth to be okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Cut
That's
the
not the
moon.
way
No, see,
fucking
no,
science works.
because what was happening with Shinra and everything on Fire Force was the reality. Like, everyone was so caught up in reality, and reality was so painful. Everybody wanted to die. Wanted everybody wanted, like, everybody was so remorseful, like they just wanted reality to be over with. Um Arthur never Arthur was so delusional that he did not accept the rules of reality. So when the
This nigga
fight
has no
happened,
brain.
he did not have to operate by the rules of reality. Like, Arthur didn't believe in reality. He was so delusional that this man could breathe in space when that shouldn't have been possible. He was so outclassed and he still defeated Dragon, bro, like
Bro,
at the
this
cost of
motherfucker cut the earth
everything.
in half. You literally cut the earth, mantle and all, core, mantle, all of it, crust, done. You cut the earth in half. And
That was the fight, bro.
Arthur's reality can fucking say that I can do all these things, but the reality of cutting the world in half, and the world sees it. The world sees it. And nobody, like, no.
Man, cut the moon, bro. Like, this man was, hey, that was it. What was your best fight, bro?
Bro, I gave it to Wolfwood and Raslo.
Oh,
Realistically, I'm changing that though. I'm changing that to fucking. I'm changing it to. We talked about it so much. I am changing it to Maki versus the Clan.
okay.
Maki versus the Clan. Fucking shit.
That was an awesome
Maki,
fight. That was an awesome fight. Kill Bill reference, put it over the top.
yeah, they reference everything, bro. Maki versus the Clan. What it means. Literally, they were a top 5 clan. They're no longer top 5 because there's no fucking clan.
Hmm.
That's it. There's no more clan. So they're not part of the big 5 anymore. So, and what that means in the future as well, yet to see. Can't wait to see what it is. So,
I mean, her
Maki,
granddad was like a dick. I was like, bro, you got to go. You
yeah,
really sent all my cousins to kill me? Okay, bet. Fuck
yeah,
y'all then. For the cookout, for the reunion, it's on. This is up. Bro, I seen Kill Bill. Like,
bro,
oh, it's up.
that bitch blew up the fucking bridge with everybody on it, and she's
She did
swimming,
not care. Yeah, bro. I don't care. Like,
swimming, bro. Maki versus the Clan was my fight of the season.
10-4.
All right, we got 3 more awards before we get into our 13. Let's go with the best animation, pure animation of the season.
All right. Man, they heard us, bro. They listened. They delivered. Fire Force season, final season. The previous season, the animation was just like blah. They downgraded, and this time it's like we got to go all out. They stepped the animation up in ways, and every fight, every episode, they did something different with the animation, and it was just like cinema. Every episode was absolute cinema. Like,
The
Shiba
best
Yugi
part,
had
the
this.
best
Shiba
part of that,
Yugi was gonna get this award, but Fire Force was like, nah, bro. Check me out. I'm living this life. Absolute cinema.
the best part of Fire Force season 3 for me, the part 2, I should say, is the episode where they had the old woman, and they had the VA that's portraying the woman, and they had her, they just followed her around Japan, and she had the creepy voice with the creepy visuals as she's like going over the history of like current times in
Mm-hmm.
essence, and how that leads into that. That blew me away. That blew me away. And I was like,
I
yo, this is fucking incredible.
no,
And then
bro.
the season just shit the bed for me. Was I mean,
Beanie Maru versus the doppelganger, bro.
I don't
That
even
Beanie
remember.
Maru episode was
I don't
insane.
even. I don't even remember that fight. Oh wait, the his doc, no, Burns' doc, no, not Burns. His senpai, the previous platoon leader,
Yes.
him.
Yes. Well, Beanie Maru, bro. That was it. That's when I was like,
Did they
oh,
show Benny
wow.
Mara versus his doppelganger? Because I don't remember. I remember him. Oh,
It
we're gonna
did.
fight.
He did. He fought the
I mean, I don't
doppelganger.
remember anything that happened from that.
Oh, his doppelganger. I mean, he fought
One,
when he
really.
fought no when he fought his old master. That was the fight. His
No,
old
that's the
master.
one you're talking about. But later
That's
on in
what
the
I'm
season,
talking
he
about.
fought his own
He fought his
doppelganger.
doppelganger. Yeah, his doppelganger. Nah, because that was just like his doppelganger was just like, bro, no matter how strong y'all think I am, I'm stronger than that. So he doppelganger, but that fight didn't last. That fight was wrapped up in two swings. It was
It
just
was
like, oh
like,
nah, bro.
really?
Yeah, it was quick because it was like it was the embodiment of how powerful people think Benny Maru is, and Benny Maru is just like, bro, no matter how strong you think I am, I'm stronger than that. He's the
He,
strongest fire soldier on the whole planet, and
he
it's
was
not
fucking.
close.
He was broken.
It's
He was
not
broken.
close. He's
He was
just
broken.
he just don't like he yeah, bro. He's just he OP. He OP.
He was broken. He's a broken character. Anyway, my best animation will always go to Trigun when it airs. The reason why I give it the Trigun is because of the fact that there is such a reality that CGI does not work in anime. The vast majority of people will 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 just shun CGI away. And Trigun for me by a country miles and miles does CGI the absolute best. It is nothing but a pure 100% CGI based anime, and the way that they invoke the animation style with the fluidity, with the colors, with the way that it all blends in the fights themselves, to the serenic nature that they pose during the slow points as well. The way that they capture like human movement throughout, it's tremendous, absolutely tremendous. They do CGI the absolute best, bar none, of any type of CGI anime across the entire industry, period. That's why I always give them best animation when they pop up.
Okay.
Moving on, visuals. Only the visuals. What is the best visual anime of the season?
I gave this to Love Through a Prism. I gave it to
Mm,
Love Through a Prism because the anime was about painting, and once you watch a few episodes, you start to realize, oh shit, y'all painted all the backgrounds. All the backgrounds is paints. Like
mm,
painted, not painted colors. Like they all the background are paintings. Like
mm,
every background you see in Love of Prism is like you when you get some scenes, like they're obviously like just rendered photos or someone like drew it. But a lot of them that you don't even notice because it's so subtle are paintings.
mm.
They're painted. Like when they started using paintings for the background art, I was like, oh, because that's something that they've always done in animation, but they did it with specifics for Love Through a Prism. It's about painting, it's about art. Like the backgrounds being actual paintings, that put it over the top. It was like, oh
Yeah,
no, bro. Like,
that makes sense. That
mhm.
makes sense. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna watch it. I will watch it before the year end. I had to show Shibo Yugi love though. As much as I love Trigun, I had to give Shibo Yugi love. I mean, the entire thing was shot as if it was a movie. I would give the visuals to Shoshimin when Shoshimin came out, because they did the exact same thing. It literally looks as if you're watching a just long form movie.
Yeah,
And
it
it
looked
helped.
great.
It was a fabulous visual. It helped the show tremendously in terms of what it was trying to show. It was as if you are like, the death game plot is told from the main character's perspective, but when you look at the way the death games unfold, it was as if you are watching on the TV at like 8 o'clock at night, watching the death game unfold in real time. And so I enjoyed it very much. The animation style of using like the white to cover the blood was confusing at first, but then like when you realize that, it's like, okay, that's a very intriguing way in terms of trying to display censorship as well. The visuals for that can be a little bit funny depending on what you're looking at and how you perceive it, with your gutter mind like mine. But outside of that, though, I thought that the visuals throughout the show definitely helped give more of a full body experience to the overall show. So I gave
Okay.
it the cheek point.
All right. I can dig it. That was my second choice. So we were almost twinsies.
All right, and the very last genre esque category is the adaptation. What is the best adaptation of this season?
I'm gonna give it to Oshi because the internet was just really hype on Oshi. Finally, in particular, the revealing the scene about the reincarnation being revealed.
Mm-hmm.
People seem to be taken by that, so I just gave it to Oshi.
Twinsies, third
Hey,
twinsies,
got our third twinsies.
third twinsies. All right. And with that said, the genres, the awards are officially
We
completed.
did
Here
not
we
do
go.
best couple. We do not do soundtrack.
Oh shit, we are not. That is fair. Okay, my bad. I fucked that up. This is why I don't normally lead. Best soundtrack. What do you got?
Love Through a Prism. That was a great soundtrack. Like it fit the times that was in like the 19 what pre World War One. You know what I'm saying? It was dope. It
19
was yeah,
19
yeah, yeah, yeah. Go Roaring Twenties, bro. Like great soundtrack, jazz,
Mm,
symphony, orchestra, all of that stuff. Like
mm.
yeah, bro. Like Love Through a Prism really did his thing.
I gave it to Dragon season 2. The finale especially. Orchestral in nature, was it wrapped up everything superbly. That it wrapped up that final fight between Bash and Millions Knives so well. The drama throughout that final fight was tremendously told through the soundtrack. Not to mention throughout the remainder of the season, you get the typical Trigun OG vibes with the same orchestral score, with the same jazz type score. It builds up tension throughout each of the fights and helped really lay the foundation as the fights were occurring with the incredible animation that I had mentioned previously. Animation and soundtrack are integral keys to making a show of that caliber, really stand out, and they did both tremendously. So,
Awesome.
and then the one I could have gone after duo, or maybe I don't know, was best
Couple.
couple. That's my bad. Who do we got?
I had it's cool. I had Tiny and Mew from
Twinsies,
Polar
number
Opposites. Oh, we
4.
got number four twinsies. All right.
Hey, hey.
That's what's up, man. Look at us.
Who would have thought? Not us.
Hey man, it was destined to happen. I think that's what it is. Like we finally found a good common ground between the two. Well, there it is, man. Well, that's it for the yeah, man. That's it for the part one. Are we jumping straight into part two? We're gonna take a break, come back. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Jump straight in, bro. We got this. We got this. Shouldn't take us more than another hour or so, ladies and gentlemen. We are
If
going to
that.
go to our top 13 shows of the season. For our honorable mentions, 11, 12, and 13, we will list them off 13, 12, 11, and then we will give you commentary on why we chose each of those for their respective positions. Sean, kick us off 13 through 11, sir.
Oh. All right.
Round one. Fight.
My three honorable mentions. Shibo Yugi, 3.5 out of 5. Freerin, season 2, 3.5 out of 5. And Fate Strange Fate, 3.3 out of 5.
So 11 was Kibo Yugi, 12 is Freerin, and 13 was Fate Strange Fate.
Backwards. You got that backwards.
You said 3 point. How did you give two shows 3.5 out of 5 at 13 and 12, and then you gave the number 11 show 3.3?
No, 3.5. All of them are 3.5s. Like
3.3.
Shibo
Okay.
Yugi,
You
number
confused me,
13.
right? Okay.
Yeah, number 13, Shibo Yugi. Number 12 is Freerin. Number 11 is Fate Strange Fate.
Okay. All 3.5 out of 5. Okay. Care to elaborate on the three, sir?
Shibo Yugi, man, it impressed me visually, but I hate how it ended. That pulled it down. This shit was a strong 4 out of 5 until we got to the end, and it was just like, bro, what did y'all do? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But I didn't want this. This is something that I do in like my personal life. Like whenever I have like whenever I even talk to people, how I grade people, relationships, friendships, I'm not gonna judge you at your worst. I gotta take into account all the times you showed up, all the times you were there, and what you did. Like your worst is not gonna weigh more than your good with me. So that's how
Mm-hmm.
I treat shows. So Shibo Yugi, I didn't like how it ended, but despite that, from the animation through the originality, through the tension, the animation, it was just like, no, bro, you earned at least to be out of 10.7. You a
Mm-hmm.
7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I gave it that. Freerin, same
Mm-hmm.
thing. Freerin did nothing exceptionally well, and there are no characters in this show that I'm in love with. Everybody is cool, but I think Freerin is a great fantasy. It's animated well. It's very interesting. I love the demon fights that they did, but
Mm-hmm.
the charm that Freeman has with everybody just ain't charming enough for me. I really think
Mm-hmm.
Freeman is just it's good. It's like it's a little better than mid. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's mid, but it's good mid. Like Freeman is good mid, bro. It's not it does. I will to my dying day, bro. Freeman does not deserve to outrank Full Metal Alchemist as the number one anime of all time on MAL. I think people are trolling when they gave it that recognition. I think it was trolling. I don't think people were being honest with themselves. But I don't hate Freeran. I saw so many better anime than that. And
Mm-hmm.
last but not least, Fate, Strange Fate. Bro, I love a good Fate series, but this was probably one of my least favorite Fate series because I love the
This is
animation.
the
I
ninth
love what
one.
they did. But this Strange Fate series was like, bro, what the hell is the story? What the fuck are we doing? Bro, it's like, bro, I didn't know what was happening. Like I watched it, but I was confused. Every episode, somebody explaining something. The story ain't really getting off the ground. We don't know who the lead character is. It's just stuff is just fucking happening and it looks great. And I'm like, bro, whatever. It looks great and it's pretty interesting series, but I feel like they ain't
This is like
got it
the
to their
eighth.
bag yet.
Is
Hmm?
that like the eighth or ninth Fate?
I don't
There's
keep
multiple.
up with that. I don't keep up with that. But it was damn show better than Fate. It was damn show better than Fate Apocalypse. Fate Apocalypse was blah. I like Fate Ultimate Battlefront better than this. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I was like, shit, I like Battlefront better than this one. But still, outside of Fate Zero and Unlimited, the Unlimited Blade Works, I would say Fate Encore is up there as one of my favorite Fates. But I ain't like this one as much as I liked those three. So
Fair enough. All right. Cool. 13, Fire Force Season 3. 12, Blue Me Bureau Season 2. Shout out Chris. Number 11, She Boy Yugi. 13, Fire Force Season 3 is the exact reasoning you gave for why you chose Shibo Yugi at 13. It did everything great, and I hated the finale of this. We went on a good bit why I hated this because of the fact that logic went out the fucking door. I wanted to rate this as my disappointment of the season, but I chose Anyway I'm Falling in Love with You just because of how feckless those fucking boys were. I wanted to give it to Fire Force though because logic went out the motherfucking window. As soon as I saw a man be able to be cut in half and yet still appear at the end, not only him, but so many people that this show made an effort to make you feel that their death meant something or was for the greater good or was a part of the bigger story. You brought every single motherfucker back from season 1 back alive in this fucking world. And guess what? Didn't hate. I didn't hate that Shinra's end goal was to make death less important. I understood that. But it was just the Soul Eater principle. I hadn't watched Soul Eater before this. I
that's
don't
why I
feel
didn't hit you like that. That's why I didn't hit you like that. That's why. That's why. And this is valid. This is valid. I can't even validate that. That's valid. I appreciate a non-Soul Eater fan telling me why they didn't like the finale.
I watched Fire Force beforehand. I found out later on that Fire Force was a is the prequel to Soul Eater. So I'm like, okay, I will watch Fire Force and then I will watch Soul Eater. And as soon as we got to the end, I knew immediately. I was like, this is Soul Eater, ain't it? Yeah, this is Soul Eater. This is so fucking comical that
Oh,
it didn't register in
even
my mind as something that I would engage myself in.
you
And
might love Soul Eater, but they might reboot it. Like the fans are petitioning them to reboot it because of this final season. But I feel you.
there's only one season of Soul Eater on Crunchyroll, and it's 51 episodes.
That's how long the whole series is.
The whole series is 51 episodes, but the one
Because
season.
back during that time, I sound like an old head now. Back during that time, a whole season got to be 50 episodes. They didn't split that shit up. They were like, no, one whole season. What you talking about? One Piece is going to start a second season. Apparently, One Piece, everything you seen in One Piece, they done had
Whatever the fuck episodes, yeah.
over 1,000 episodes in season one. Now they're gonna do the next season. Like, yes, originally that's how it used to be. Like when they planned the show, they was like, "We gonna give you 50 episodes. We committing to 50 episodes, and that's it." But now they
It,
do it. Well, we'll give you
Naruto
12. We'll
50,
give you
50,
part one.
12 to
Like,
the very end.
yeah, like nah. Soul Eater out the gate was like, nah, bro. We like because that used to be the thing. Either you got 24, 26 episodes, you got 50. And then, now we do the whole 12 episode thing.
It's how preposterous everything was at the end. It took me out of it. It took me so the fuck out of it. But it does not negate the amazing animation. The fights, as preposterous as they were fucking stellar. They were entertaining as fuck and really awesome to watch. It was just the lack of like tangible logic that I could not wrap my head around in this show dragged it from. I had it, I swear to you, I stopped at episode, I want to say 6, and then I didn't watch to the end of the season after that. I had this at number 4 because the first half was tremendous. And then we got to about roughly, I think it's episode 7, where we talked about the scene that I told you about with the old lady and they have her creepily. I'm like, oh, this is fucking next level. I'm in it. I am in it. This is going to be top 3. And then just straight wet liquid out the ass for me. I hated the back end of Fire Force. I hated the end of Fire Force so much. For the last 8 years of my life, since I've moved out of my parents' house, I named my Wi-Fi Amaterasu. Not because of Naruto, but because of Fire Force. Ever since I saw Fire Force 1, actually I lied. That's probably like 4 years, in 2021 or somewhere thereabouts.
What'd you give it?
A 3.5.
Oh, that ain't bad. That I can't even trip on that. Okay, well, shit, you gave it. Okay,
I gave it a
5 ain't bad.
I gave it a 3.5 simply because 1 through 8 was like a 4.5, and then 9 through 12 was like a 2. So it averages out at like a 3.5, somewhere thereabouts. Bloomy Bureau at number 12 now on the opposite end of the spectrum. Bloomy Bureau was a show that was pretty mid throughout the season, but the finale was incredible. The finale is what definitely gave this show enough to make my honorable mentions. The finale involved, and the whole season involved inner turmoil, inner strife, and how that hedged and how that came. And at the end of the day, the show is truly about the Shinsengumi. It is a historical Japanese interpretation of the Shinsengumi from the 1860s. And this is the backstory of how that developed. And the end of that backstory ends up being internal strife almost destroyed the group. And it took several men that had a different interpretation of what they should be taking out the man that had his own interpretation that didn't fit theirs and was leading them down a destructive path. And in the end, after they've killed this man, they realized the path the man was originally trying to lead them on, and they ended up reconciling and meeting somewhere in the middle. And it's a sad tale that you couldn't do that while the son of a bitch was alive, but it took the sacrifice of him being the villain, being the bad guy, to show them the greater good in the future. And so that resonated really well. And to your point with Shibo Yugi at number 11, I hated the end. It didn't make no motherfucking sense, just like Fire Force. But everything else up until that was tremendous. I was enthralled. I was at the edge of my seat. The animation was superb. The musical composition was really well and really helped everything along throughout the intense and sometimes horrific moments that you saw. I can kind of understand Chris's point where I could have gone with a little bit more grotesque violence, but I didn't hate it. And I appreciated the cerebral aspect of the way that the death games unfolded and how they really took a toll on our main character's mental psyche and understanding her like background for it. I guess the only other complaint I have with Shibuya is the pacing of the show was very all over the place, right? You when you join Shibuya, she's in her like some like 20th game, and then you see her go, she's now at her like 29th game, and then it reverts back in between those to like her
bro.
13th,
Like that, bro,
her
thank you,
6th game.
thank fucking, bro.
And
You
that was it
cooking,
was too
you
much,
fucking cooking,
too
bro.
much back and forth, too much back and
Bro,
forth.
they going up, then they going back in time. I'm like, bro, pick.
Yeah.
Like, bro, pick. And it's like, bro, if you're gonna do like this, like you're gonna jump around like this, bro, get somewhere. That shit is so annoying. That
If
shit
you
is
did
so
one episode every
no,
few,
because if I know if you start this series out with Shawty like winning her like 70th game, and then you go back and show me playing her 13th, nigga, I know she ain't gonna die.
yeah. You know
It's
you
like,
have
bro,
that.
okay,
You know
so
she's
she
not
ain't
gonna
gonna die.
So why do you have to have 3 episodes telling me to get to what about this game was so important to her life choices?
Oh yeah, boy, you cooking. That was
That's
my
the only
issue
thing I
with
hate
it.
about
Like,
Shibuya.
bro, this show could have been at the very at its best at least a 4.5. It could have
I
been a
had
9 out of 10.
you get like 6 for
Bro, if
like
they would have just
6, and it
bro,
jumped.
if they would have just started where they started and just kept going forward and up and the games kept getting harder, then when we got close to the end, they was like, we're gonna show you what her one her early
Why
games
did
was like
you
when she
want
was
to
a
go
rookie.
99 games? It happened in episode 6. Or
Bro, but the fact that they when they started spending 2-3 episodes on the same game is when they lost me. It's like, bro,
yeah,
I don't care about none of these characters.
it didn't need to be that long. It didn't
Did
need to be
not
that.
need to be. Yeah, you cook.
Number 11, Shibuya. All right, moving on. Top 10. Top 10. Number 10. Sean, what you got?
All right. Let my claps die down. All right, number 10. I'm gonna anger some people because I ain't know what if you look on MAL, boy, this score is dropping in the tank. I think it pulled up to a 7 out of 10 on MAL, but I'm giving this a 4 out of 5, bro. The Darwin incident, it was original. People don't care about originality these days. They like to see the same thing over and over and over, just in different forms. The Darwin incident was thought provoking. It was original. It was intentional. And yeah, it's American. Like the reason why people didn't like it is because it was political. It wasn't political like wars abstractly like Gundam on some shit. It was about some vegans. They were vegan. They were it was like, bro, they view y'all Americans, bro. They view us Americans like, oh yeah, y'all on this vegan shit. Y'all through y'all personal states, y'all try to change the world or affect the world through y'all personal beliefs. It was a show about how personal beliefs can bleed into society and how that can be problematic when people make their personal values, when people push their personal values on the world. But it also asks the question, what happens when someone is a person, but because of their, like, the human Z, like, he wasn't a human, he was an animal, but he was intelligent. So it also begged the question of like, where do you draw the line when it comes to like animals and food? Like, do animals stop being food because they taste good, or do they stop being food because they have intelligence? And then it comes to, okay, so how do we measure intelligence when it comes to animals? How do we measure intelligence? Is it their ability to read, their ability to do human things? Like, do you really judge do you really judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree? Like, that's what the show asked. But the main character, Charlie was a human Z. His best friend was Rebecca. I think one of the things where the anime gets crazy is at the end. At the end, Charlie tells Rebecca he want to mate. Bro, that was so awkward and funny because I was like, Shawty, you finna bestiality? You finna fuck Charlie? And then she was just like, Charlie, tell me you want to make love to me. And I'm like, oh, bro, y'all, what the fuck am I watching? Bro, when she said, bro, they ain't fuck, but she was like, Charlie, like, yeah, I'll let you hit. I was like, oh yeah, but this shit making my top 10, bro. Because this is the most anime shit ever, bro. Like they got an anime this season where a girl's familiar turns into a human if she fucking kisses his ass. Like literally, it kisses butt. I'm just like, bro, anime is wild. And the Darwin incident outside the the shooting reference and stuff, I just thought it was original. I like politics and I thought it was original anime. It was very original. So that's why it was my number 10. 4 out of 5.
Mm. I
She
really
had
like
started. She what the fuck?
everything. By the way, for the record, Blue Me Bureau and Shibo Yugi 3.75 out of 5. Everything from 10 on is a 4 for me. Um, and so number 10 for me is Free in season 2. Much to what you said. Nothing wrong with Free in season 2. I just thought it was short. It would have gotten higher for January. It was just a little bit lacking from that perspective, but everything you gave me, I enjoyed. Is it better than season 1? Hell
No,
no, it's not.
no,
But
not even fucking close. They,
it's still great. It's still a great show. It's still a 4 out of 5. It
they
just
didn't do nothing in season 2 that made me love season 1. That's why I was just like, bro, y'all just like, bro, y'all could have kept this. Like,
yeah, nah, it was good. It was solid. That's all I can say. It was solid.
yeah, I
So
mean, I like it felt because it was short when they got to the thing with the demons, it was just like, okay, yeah, this was on point. But what they did in this season that I didn't appreciate was, bro, y'all really giving credence to the people that say, hey, bro, just turn this show into Free Run Demon Hunter and we'll be like, bro, just make this shit Free Run Demon Hunter. And we said, like at this point, Free Run Demon Hunter, because I'm like, bro, y'all, bro, just hunt these demons because that's when this shit becomes savage.
the reason why it resonates with people though, like A, yeah, the demon fights are tremendous, but B, it's just more free and becoming more human. Like she's learning to her feelings and being able to reconcile. Like every time she does something or goes somewhere with them, she's reminded of Himmel. The whole principle of this story is just an unrequited what's the word I'm looking for? Not love, but an unrequited um I guess not.
Yeah,
I don't want to say disappointment, but
bro,
in essence, acting like
everybody is
she took
stoic.
everything for granted. So she took everybody, everything, every moment. She didn't appreciate it, and now she's in her old elder age of like 1,000, even though she's middle aged.
Well, as I watch it, it sounds like she's reflecting on all these good times, and she was just like, "Yo, like I appreciate these good times. I wanna stop and smell the flowers." So I appreciate it. I appreciate that, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right.
That's the overarching theme is that, but what get the meat of the show is the demon fights,
Oh yeah, them demon fights be epic, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Freedom fight them demons. It's a wrap.
bro. I mean, even though the best fight this season wasn't even with Rand, it was Stark and Homeboy versus the four armed fucking swordsman.
Oh yeah, but cause Fern is like Fern, bro. Once they got rid of that fault, but Fern is like,
Gotcha,
bro,
bitch.
she American Sniper, bro. She fucking, right in front of the moon. You just looking up like, oh, the moon is out. The moon is out, and just half your body gone, like, like, oh shit, like, oh yeah, bro. I said them demons. Now it's like, man, the moon came out, and then I was disappearing, like, like free, like fern core, bro. Just like man, I was talking all this shit with this fog, and this chick with the long hair just blew a kiss in a fog. This like man, like the elf girl just flew away, and I thought she ran, and the whole time she just watching, like like bro.
Bro, what has me rolling right now is your fucking your animated sound for the fucking beam.
Yeah, it's just like bro, just like the way that jump just happened, it was just like just cue the bass, bro. Like
Oh
because
god.
when I saw that, I was just like, it made me feel like, bro, I ain't care about nothing else, bro. This fight, like, give me this. Like, oh my god, that jump was just so hard. Cause Start was
Stark's a dog.
but he got that dog in him.
He's a
He
dog.
got Start got that dog. Cause I swear to God, I thought that all four of them were gonna have to jump this 4-armed demon.
Yeah.
This man out here, like whatever buddy name from Mortal Kombat was, bro. Like
Yeah.
Goro, bro, no, bro, stop. But Stark got that dog in him.
Stark's a motherfucker, bro.
For
But yeah,
real.
no, it was solid. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Always want more. I just wanted more. That's why I can't rank it higher.
Okay.
Number 9. Lady.
All right, man. Let's get into it. Before I go any further, I just want to explain to people how I do my rankings, like very briefly. The way I do this is I grade on a scale of fives with halves and solids. Like you can get a 1, you can get a 5, you can get a 1.5, you can get a 4.5, right? You can equivalent and multiply those and get tens. What I mean by that, a 3.5 is equate to a 7 out of 10. 4.0 is a 8 out of 10, so on and so on and so on. What I do is I grade it on a scale of 1, did I enjoy it? 2, can I recommend it? 3, how good was the production? And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like how good was the production? Like did they execute everything they needed to execute from the plot to how it looks? Did I enjoy it? And can I recommend this to the people? Like that's how I come up with my scale, and based on that, I gave my number 9 a 4 out of 5. This is Oshino Ko. I gave Oshinoko season 3. What's the season 4?
Three.
Season 3. I gave season 3 of Oshinoko a 4 out of 5, simply because the stakes have already been high since the previous season, and we've been seething at like getting down to it. But this season did something exceptionally well. They made me hate everybody because Aqua seemed like he was Ruby was turning into Aqua. Aqua didn't care that Ruby was Aqua didn't care because he was just so caught up in what he had doing. Um, he cared about Connor, and Connor wasn't in most episodes of the season, but somehow she won several awards for best girl, and she wasn't even around. That's just kind of supremacy. It is what it is. Like,
Kana will never be a best girl anywhere.
I like how it ended. Like, Oshi was good. It's a 4 out of 5, but I really like how they ended it. They ended it with a bang. So that's ultimately I have nothing bad to say about Oshi. It's just hard to compete with last season because last season the animation was even crazier. This season the animation didn't really blow me away. There was nothing impressive about the
The
animation
animation
this
was
season.
peaked during the most emotional of scenes. That's where we got the eyes. We got the eyes during the most
And they
emotional.
always do that. But last season, when you saw the emotion through the acting, through the stage play, the
We felt it
2.5.
more. We felt it
Yeah,
more.
you felt it more. This season, it was like just anger. It was just anger and darkness. That's all it was. Everybody had anger and darkness. Like everybody was like Kana, anger, darkness. Aqua, anger, darkness. Like everybody had anger and darkness. Like it wasn't a range of emotion. Everybody this season was out for blood
Mm-hmm.
or out for self. It was like everybody was dark. This season was just overly dark. There was no bright light. It was just dark, which is good. But yeah, bro, I fuck with you. Yeah, bro, that's a yeah. That's my 9. What's your 9?
Ask you something. Let me ask you something. Because your grading scale makes complete and total sense, right? No problem. But when I look at it from like your grading scale makes total sense as it relates to how I do it on Analyst. On Mal, so right with Mal, I can give like for example, I gave Freean a I think I gave it a 7 out of 10, right? But that means I would have given it a 3.5 according to
Mm-hmm.
that. It to me it's a 4 on the Mal scale, but when I look at the analyst, I'm sorry, on the analyst scale, but when I look at the Mal scale, 6 is fine, 7 is good, 8 is very good, 9 is excellent, 10 is perfect. So I never give anything perfect. I give things like excellent. I give and then it goes forth in there. So even though I gave, it's weird because I with Freean, I gave it a 4 on analyst and gave it I think a 7, which is very good on Mal. But I also gave my number 9, you and I are polar opposites, a 7 on Mal, but I only gave it a 3 stars on analyst.
That's a ooh. Why so
So
low, bro?
it's tricky. It's tricky because I you can't do half stars
Yeah,
in
you got to do solids. And yeah. So that's why with me, that's why my halves, like I said, my 3.5, like Freeman would get a 7 out of 10, and the 7 is not bad. That's what I tell people, like, bro, 7 ain't bad. This
You're
ain't
good.
like, yeah,
You
7
want
is like,
every
bro,
show you want to be a 7.
yeah, bro, 7 is good. 7 is average. To me, 7 is average. 8 means above average, meaning like 7, you met expectations. 8, you exceeded expectations. 9, you were damn near perfect. 10, you were flawless. That's how I go from 7 to
I'm,
10. It's
I'm
like,
literally looking at my list compared to my Mal list. 9 was a 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 6, 8, 5, 8, 4, 8, 3, 8, and then two and ones were 8 and 9. Even though my two and ones I gave 5 stars, but one of them was an 8, the other one was a 9.
oh yeah,
So
bro,
it
I'm all confused. But hey, man, it's your system.
don't match. It's just intriguing. So yeah, as I mentioned, number 9, you and I are polar opposites. I had this at number 11, and the way that Sean and I discussed this earlier in the show, I had to bump it up. I bumped it up above Shibo Yugi. I bumped it up over Freeing. I ain't gonna bump it up no more compared because I like everything else way more. But you and I are polar opposites was a show that, like I mentioned previously, it was a little bit of a work. They hooked me from episode 1 when the main characters became a couple, and then some of their early struggles, I couldn't relate to it. But then the more you got into it, and especially like I said, the way that they position the side characters, I think outside of Sentence to Be Hero, in terms of the importance of the side characters, there were no other, and I guess maybe Hell's as well. There were no other shows that positioned their side characters as being totally integral to the story, both in terms of acceptance and consume and being able to consume the show in a good way, as well as in the plot aspects. You and I are polar opposites did that lovely with the way that they position their side characters, integral to the main character's love story, while simultaneously finding their own stories. The way that the anime spotlights those stories as well was really nice and really refreshing. And this ended up being the best romance that I saw. Again, I didn't get to see Love Through a Prism. Everything I saw of that show, without having spoiled anything for myself, because I managed to do not spoil it, I thought I would have enjoyed that far more than you and I are polar opposites. But since I didn't get a chance to watch it, this is why I gave it my best romance and why I have the position at number 9. Because by the season's end, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly got good laughs. I thoroughly got warm fuzzies. And like Star, I'm very much looking forward to season 2.
All right,
All right, that is number 9. Going on to 8.
my number 8, polar opposites, 4 out of 5, man. It's a that would be an 8 out of 10. Polar opposites for me, for a lot of reasons I already stated. Um, you got a love story that came from the beginning, a love story that developed in the middle, and you had another love story that's developing. And I like that you got those 3 layers back to back to back. And it's what really puts it over the top is Miyu and the excellent way that they animate her because she's so animated. Like when they just draw her to not look human, and they go crazy with the animation and the glitter and the sparkles, and they just like I love that. I love that they do that so much, and they make them be kids. And it's a really good dub. Like I can tell they had fun writing this dub, and because I watched the whole thing dubbed. Yeah. So yeah, that's why it's a 4 out of 5 for me, man. Love it.
Good shit. Good shit. Number 8 for me was the Holy Grail Heiress. 4 out of 5. 7 out of 10 on Mal. Holy Grail Heiress was a show that I did not expect. Again, it, there's nothing about the show in terms of animation or musical composition that stood out. Solidly done. Nothing offensive regarding either of those pieces. But the mystery aspect was really, really well done. The show had a great balance of giving you answers to questions that were given in the show, as well as keeping you on your toes with cliffhangers, giving you that expectation you want more. But there was never a feeling of too much or too little surrounding either one. The tension and the mystery was built up really, really well. By the crescendo of the mystery, you got everything you wanted. And then they teased at the finale that there could be more. I don't think there is. I don't think there needs to be. I thought it was a solid ending from that perspective. I thought there was great satisfaction in terms of the way that everything developed and the way that everything kind of, took its final resting place, so to say, involving the ghost. So, yeah, I enjoyed it very much. There was a little bit of of emphasis surrounding, as you mentioned, like political aspects surrounding nobility, because the main characters are all of noble status to some degree or another, and seeing that fall in the world and see some of the politics involved in the backstage of that in the background that involved basically having a person be sacrificed for the greater good of a country to make sure it doesn't go into war, crippling war, was a really nice tale. And the motivators for all these characters were plain and obvious and easy to follow and helped that as well. So yeah, number 8, Holy Grail Heirs.
Hey,
Number 7.
number 7 to me is going to be Sentenced to Be a Hero. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Sentenced to Be a Hero I love the animation for the show. Let me start there. I'm going to start with me loving the animation. I love the setup. What I don't like about it, and this is why I had to stop here. What I don't like about it is I don't like the politics. I don't like me and Matt argued about the finale. Well, we disagreed about the finale. I didn't appreciate the finale because, bro, I know everybody corrupt. This ain't Full Metal Alchemist where you get to the end and you realize, holy shit, the government corrupt. It was like, oh yeah, the government corrupt. Like, and Shada got to believe her uncle. Like, nah, man, we riding with the demon people. Yeah, bro. Like, government corrupt. Whole government corrupt. We know the government corrupt. And the other thing about this anime I did not like was you got to see nobody's backstory. You saw nobody's backstory. You saw when they went to court, they went through the kangaroo court, they got convicted. That's it. You didn't really see what they claimed they got in trouble for. So you didn't get a chance to attach. Like Shield Hero is one of those anime that they did a disservice trying to squeeze all of this into like 12, 13 episodes. Despite the first episode being really long, I feel like Sentenced to Be a Hero should have been like a full core, double core. Like it should have been like 20 something episodes because 12 just wasn't enough to really tell the story of what's going on. You really just had to sit in it. And yeah, I like Terrorita, but it's just I don't know, bro. It's like it's cool when they do the battles and they have to, save the company and defend, but it's like for what? It's like for what, bro?
Yeah. Guess
So,
what?
but it looks good. It looks good, and
Yeah.
I want to see where it goes. Like it's an easy watch. So I'll put it to you like this. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, it was all right. But can I recommend it? Absolutely. Was the production phenomenal? Absolutely. So that's the thing. Like it wasn't one of my favorites. Particular, like it's not that high on my list, but I absolutely was executed from the production standpoint, and I can absolutely highly recommend this people to anybody in the anime. Very recommendable. So yeah.
Twinsies.
Hey.
Twinsies. That's what twinsies. Number 7 seems to be. I will counter your point in terms of the finale. You're right in terms of the fact that we understood the government was corrupt from the jump. I think it was just the emotional aspect of how this was the one true supporter that Homegirl had, and to have come to find out that she was betrayed by him and had to put the dog down, so to speak, is what really led to that. And now, after all this time that she spent throughout the season judging the heroes, talking shit about the heroes, she warmed up the Xylo, and now she's become a hero of her own to conclude the season. I thought it was very poetic and very interesting from that perspective. And then the other thing I would say in regards to the show is just um damn, I lost my point of what I was going to say about the show. Oh, in terms of recommendations, this is one of the few shows this season that got a lot of Western support. A lot of people that I know that don't really watch a lot of anime were asking, "Yo, I've heard about Sentence to Be Hero. Is this good? Is it really good? Is it solid? Like, should I watch it?" And I tell them, hell
Yeah, if
yeah,
you
you should
like solo leveling, you'll like this.
yeah, you should definitely watch
It's
Sentence to Be
way
Hero.
better than solo leveling. I'll tell you that. It's better than solo leveling.
It's more, you get far more in terms of plot. You get way more plot.
Way more plot.
The animation, I like Solo Leveling animation slightly better, but because Sentence to Be Heroes animation is so different, it's still remarkable in its own way, and the production value is way better than Solo Leveling. So I would
Yeah,
agree from those standpoints.
similar animation to Fate. Like I love that flat, old school, hand drawn
Yeah,
2D animation on paper
yeah,
style. Like I love that. That was my favorite thing about it was how they drew it,
yeah.
and like Xylo's power being, bro, like this nigga got unlimited blade works and his knives explode. I was like, oh. That's it.
Yeah. My only drop, I would say, and it's, by the way, this is also the only show I watched this season in dub, fully in dub. This is one of the reasons why I was delayed. I watched it fully in dub, had to wait an arm and a fucking leg, and that's a disservice to this show that they didn't do this in simuldub. One,
They
two,
did.
the delay. Did they?
Yeah.
For a while, and then it fell off. Like the back end, it fell off. That was
Bro, I
the
never watched one episode of the show in Japanese. I watched every episode in English. But
yeah.
maybe it fell out of sync towards the end. I can't remember.
I think toward the end, we had to wait like 3 weeks for the finale to be in dub. It was a while. But yeah, that, and then I found Terra Rita and a couple of the characters to be just fucking annoying. I didn't. It was they were fucking annoying.
Terrorita. Pat my head. My let me
You
sing.
know
Nom,
what?
nom,
I
nom. Like
understood
Terrorita,
the
you ain't that cute, Shawty.
I
Shawty,
understood
you ain't that cute to be demanding all that.
I understood the plot. I understood why they did it, but just the way it came across was like, bitch,
Yeah, bro. It's like, yeah.
shut up. Anyway, though, number 7, I agree with everything else you said regarding Sense to Be Hero. All right, 6.
Number 6, man, it's gonna be JJK Culling Game art. I saw this in the theater. I saw the Culling Game first episode in the theater when I saw the little recap movie, and bro, bro, this was a marvel to see on the screen. And
Mm-hmm.
then I started watching and I was just like, bro, I love these characters. Like these are 3 of my favorite characters in the whole show. So I ain't gonna lie, Culling Game, I like Culling Game more than I like the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 is, I don't think they're gonna ever top season 2. They're never gonna top Shibuya art. They're
Mm-hmm.
never gonna top that art. They won't. I don't think Culling Game can top that art. But Culling Game is so freaking fun. Like from the Kill Bill at the beginning to just Yuji, like they didn't even really got to him. You know, he had the first fight, and then it's like it bounces around with everybody. Itadori, like I don't know, bro. I really enjoyed JJK. I don't see how people shit on it the way they do. The people who choose to, I just feel like I don't know, bro. JJK is elite. It's an elite shonen. Megumin did his thing. I love his fight. Yuta, I fucking love Yuta. Like I think Yuta is so fucking awesome.
He's low key
Chatosu,
literally Jujutsu 2.0.
Shosu, Shosu flipping sides. Like I saw it in the movie. I thought that was dope. Because that's his brother. You find out this Yuji Itadori thing or real deep with his dad. Bro, it's just like where they left it with the story. Like this is their like tournament art. You know what I'm saying? Like so I was like, okay, so this is y'all tournament art. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, let's go. So yeah, I'm with it, bro.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I got a little bit higher. Number 6 for me, Medalist season 2. I wanted to rate it higher. I just like everything in the top 5 better. Realistically, if I was going based off the freer and like principle of the fact they didn't give me much, this is only 9 episodes.
Mm.
Medalist is only 9 episodes long, but the show, each episode, I should say, of the show, is critically important to the development of Inori. As I mentioned previously, Sukasa is the most tremendous supporting male that you can have in a show. Inori's growth continues to be exponential, and the way that they're setting this up for the movie, next up is the movie where they go into the all Japans of the figure skating competition, is going to be absolutely sensational. I cannot wait to watch that in theaters. I fully expect that to be a blow away movie for consumers of Medalist. Um, and yeah, I just love the shit out of Medalist. Medalist, I used to like figure skating. All right, I was never in love with it, but I liked it a lot. I followed it. Seeing Medalist was amazing in terms of being able to capture the last Winter Olympics and be so invested in how figure skating is across that world, but b just the artistic value of of everything that goes on in that show. The animation is stupendous. The musical composition is solid, and then when they get into the short and long form programs, even more beautiful with the way that the songs are and how that goes with the art and the animation and everything that you see there. Just like as much as Inori acts like a 12-year-old girl, from a competitor's standpoint and athlete's perspective, her mentality is also very remarkable and very endearing, and very understandable for anybody that's ever tried to be an athlete, or anybody who ever plays sports, whether that would be competitively or amateurly. There's still that competitive aspect of it, and that shines tremendously through this tiny little 12-year-old girl that just wants to capture everything she can in these moments and be the absolute best figure skater in the world that she can possibly be, and knowing and understanding that she can't do it alone. As much as you are alone on the ice, there's so much that goes involved into any sport, let alone figure skating, and that translates so well. Anybody that has a daughter, I think this is a great show for you to watch with your child, or watch and understand what it's like to help, be a better parent in certain aspects. And understanding that, and looking at that, I think it's very easy to appreciate a show like this. So this is, in terms of those aspects, one of my easy recommendations as well for this season. So Mentalist season 2, can't wait for the finale to finally finish on Saturday, so I can finally get it off my list. But I thoroughly enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Awesome.
Top five DOA Lego.
All right. Top 5 for me, man. Tojima wants to be Kamen Rider. 4 out of 5,
Mm,
bro. This show, this show was so hype. This show was so freaking hype, bro. It had to make my top 5. Like
mm,
it was, it was, bro. I don't even know what to say. It was probably one of my favorite shows of the season, just off of the fact that, like, I don't really know much about Kamen Rider, but like, bro, just how epic it was. The only letdown that I had for the shows when we got to the finale is man, Tojima had this epic scene where he was fighting the final shocker boss, the Batman villain, and he started glowing, and then he transformed into the real Kamen Rider. Bro, I lost my shit. And then probably about 2 frames later, he just had the mask on. He transformed in spirit. He didn't have an actual transformation, and that robbed me. I really wanted him to
mm,
actually transform into Kamen Rider. And the fact that he only had like a spiritual transformation, not a literal transformation, man, I hated that. That pissed me off. That pissed me off. But Team Kamen Rider, bro, it's just fun. You cheering for them because they all, like, everybody in this show is like 30 up and got their lives set, but they can't get over their childhood, and it's part of that childhood that shaped them to be who they are, and they just defy the odds, like training, getting their body sculpted, like being strong. Like it was a phenomenal watch, man. I can't not recommend this shit enough. It got Gooner shit in it, a little bit of fan service, but the action is like top tier and it's funny. Like,
mm,
highly recommend it. 4 out of 5.
mm. Top five. JJK season 3 is my number 5. Much for all the points that you said, Sean. Nothing wrong with this season. I love this season, but what really drug it down for me compared to the rest of the shows 4 through 1 is that there's no true finality. It ended very abruptly. It ended really good. I love the finale, but it just ended abruptly. I can't. I want the reason why I put it at 4 is because I want to give it more. Sorry, 5 is I wanted to give it more to work with. Right. I'm waiting for that part 2 to see like where that ends up. But for the first part of season 3, I thought it was really well done. As I mentioned, it won my fight of the season with the Maki episode where she kills her whole clan. And even the rest of the fights throughout the season were really well done, really well animated. There was nothing in terms of the dissatisfaction that we had the previous season and season 2 with the animation. Everything felt on point. There was literally just one informational episode, and then the rest of it throughout the season is nothing but fights, fight, nonstop action. And I think that the story itself is fairly linear to follow, so there's nothing terribly upsetting from that perspective. And I enjoyed the absolute shit out of it. As you mentioned, in terms of how like amazing of a shonen this is, JJK, sorry, just continues to show that it is a true institution in terms of new generation shonen, and it deserves all the hype that it gets from the Western world and beyond. And cannot wait for part 2.
Awesome, awesome.
Buffalo, number 4.
All right, man. My number 4 is Hell's Paradise, season 2. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Um, Hell's Paradise, bro. Every episode was everybody got a couple episodes for a fight. They build up the next arc in the beginning of the season, and then they let those background characters fall into the far background, and then they focused on the mission. The mission is to use your Tau to defeat the enemy. Everybody got to figure out their Tau in real time and defeat the enemy. And everybody looked like they were gonna lose their fight until they found a way to win they fight. Plot armor saved everybody because nobody should have survived, but they did. One dude tore out his whole eye so he could be blind because he had better senses to defeat one of these little fucking plant demons on this island because of that. Man, Mappa showed out with the animation. Um and just emotionally, it was just high stakes. And even though you knew the good guys had to win, you saw that them elevate this to any higher emotional level. And I love the double edged betrayal that we got in the middle of it, where it was like, oh yeah, you thought I switched sides, nah, bro, I'm joining my brother. Fuck y'all plants, I'm finna fight. And then you saw how the plants were distraught because they were forced. They didn't get to choose this path. Like you had a brother and sister who were forced to use the towel. That means you got to mate to make the energy. And they were just like, bro, we have to do this. This is our purpose. And they were so conflicted and hated it, but they had so much love for each other. But you know, it wasn't romantic love. It was like brotherly, sisterly love, but they had to go through with it because that was just what they were told to do. So you get more of the hierarchy. Then you find out more of the plans that the plants and stuff got. As far as like, no, bro, we don't just want to feed, bro. We want to go out into the mainland and really take shit over. Like we don't want to be confined to this island. We've been here for hundreds of years. We want to leave. And it's like, okay, bet. And Benny Maru just, I think the last episode did it justice when he had to fight ninjas from his own clan. And it's like everybody's, it's one big misunderstanding, but ain't nobody gonna listen. And then it just go off. Love it. 4 out of 5.
Number 4 for me was Trigun season 2. Um, Trigun season 2, again, as I mentioned previously, the animation is the best 3D animation that you can have across the entire anime world. They do it the absolute best. The story, again, was a wonderful addition to the Trigun lore. I am one of those people that enjoys the new Trigun, the rebooted Trigun, more than the original Trigun. Part of that is because we get a lot more background in addition to the animation and the musical composition, but we get a lot more background in terms of some of the characters. We get different motivations as well, and we see different aspects of them that we don't get to see in the original Trigun. And the fact that they've expounded on those things, I thought was really, really, really solid. As I mentioned, everything in the show culminates in the finale. A wonderfully told finale, a great final chapter as it relates to Knives versus Vash and what that meant in terms of their world of being able to expand and be able to grow humanity and find new life in a place full of of desolate nothing. And I enjoyed the season throughout very much. There was nothing about this show that really slowed down or anything that really was anything short of really good throughout the season. The fight scenes, multiple fight scenes, as I mentioned before, I wanted to give it to my fight of the season to Wolfwood versus Raslo. I thought that was a great story, and just the overall stories of being able to kind of rehumanize these ways through the battle. They do it differently, right? People will criticize Demon Slayer for humanizing the demons, and they do it in a really annoying and blah way. But the way that Trigun tries to humanize its villains is really well told, and you don't get an overabundance of backstory, but you get enough backstory to be able to understand the motivators of these characters and see where the good guys are trying to come and the avenues that they're trying to pursue to turn over that new leaf, be able to give them final peace and things of that nature. And I thought that that's told tremendously well as well. So number 4, Trigun season 2. What is your number 3?
All right, man. My number 3 through 1, they are all 4.5s. These are all would be considered 9 out of 10s, bro. These are anime that were damn near perfect. And I'm gonna start this off with number 3, Fire Force final season.
Jesus.
I don't care what none of y'all say. It had the best finale of the whole season. Best finale. The best finale of the whole season. I saw this finale and I was just like, oh no, bro. This it. This it. This top 3. Because I like Soul Eater. Like I was a Soul Eater fan. So when the moon changed, I was like, oh shit, the moon done changed. It's a Soul Eater moon. When the sun changed, I was like, oh shit, it's a Soul Eater moon. Sun. Bro, when Shinra got his powers, and the animation was always on 10. Like they didn't slack on the animation at all. Now, I'm not a manga reader. Manga readers give it slack because they said they packed way too many chapters into the final season. They skipped a lot of shit. I didn't notice. I didn't notice, and I didn't give a fuck. I did not care. I don't care what happened in the manga that they skipped on because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. Now there were little parts where it just kind of felt like, bro, let's just wrap this shit up. The whole season did, like, pacing wise, it did feel like they were just like, bro, let's just wrap this shit up. It did feel like it came out of, it felt like they built up to it, but it felt like it came out of nowhere at the same time. Like there were still loose ends that they didn't tie up. And
Mm.
that bothered me. But the way they ended it, the way you find out Shinra shaped this world and he builds it, and it's like I didn't like how him and his brother, when they finally came together, I thought it was gonna be more epic of them teaming up. But when they just do the first, I wasn't a fan. I was like, I don't know, bro, this might not be it. And then they did the very first Soul Resonance. I was like, oh shit, they did the Soul Resonance. I lost my shit. When they did the Soul Resonance, I lost my shit. I was like, oh shit, bro, this is straight. This is Soul Eater now. This ain't even Fire Force. This is just Soul Eater. So at that point, it was just like, no, bro, this is one of, I think Fire Force is one of them. I think Fire Force has earned a place in my permanent top 20 of all time. I like this as a series. Fire Force has entered in my all-time top 20. Something gotta go. I don't know where it ranks in my top 20 of all time, but I can tell you I've seen over 400 anime, and Fire Force is better than at least 380 of them. And I'm gonna stand on that.
I almost got a Platoon 8 tattoo somewhere, and then I'm like, that ending just ruined it. Glad I didn't get that tat. I would have been pissed. It's like my friend. I have a friend of mine. She has a tattoo of a panel from fuck beyond Wonderland or Neverland, Beyond Neverland, whatever the fuck it is. Promise
Promise
Neverland.
Neverland.
Promise Neverland. And she's like, I gotta see season two. I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Season two is the worst fucking anime I've ever watched fully in my life. It will make you throw furniture. Do not do it. Just say you saw season one and enjoy season one and call it. That's how I feel about like a little bit about Fire Force. Season one, good. Season two, great. Season three, part one, great. Season three, part two, up to episode 8, great. And then the end, just for me.
So what's yours? Give me your top three. What's your number
Number
three?
th- number three, Hell's Paradise season two.
It's
I haven't
legit. It's legit.
even one of them years.
We were close. We were close.
But yeah, Hell's Paradise season two. I got more meat. I got pause. I got
Pause.
pause. Pause. The story gave me more meat. Pause. Then Trigun, then Jujutsu Kaisen. We got a lot more from it. Keep in mind, remember, this is I believe no, this is only 13 episodes. I thought this was a longer form, but this is only 13 episodes. But it was still super solid. Everything that this story wanted to tell throughout the season was tremendous. Again, just like the Trigun, just like Jujutsu Kaisen, one informational episode, which is episode one, and then the rest of it is just fights, 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 fights. Drama, 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 drama. How are they going to overcome these seemingly immortal beasts? And you see them what's it called? Not transgress, but transform. Right? They're able to go beyond their beyond what they know. They went plus ultra, if you want to so to speak from a My Hero term. They went plus ultra to be able to go and defeat these beasts and the various aspects of their fights and the lengths they had to go through in order to kill each of these beasts was tremendously done. And then to your point, one of the few things I didn't like was that there, as much as there was some sort of emphasis on the new protagonists, which are the Igakure ninjas, as well as the remaining assignment that are coming on, and that's going to be the final battle, is the assignment and the ninja versus our original characters. I could have done with a little bit more. I wanted a tiny bit more from them to see some of their journey, some of their battles, but I get the idea that they're probably saving that for season 3 of Hell's Paradise. But
Mm-hmm.
nonetheless, I enjoyed every aspect of it. All of our characters glowed up and showed out. and I'm very much looking forward to how they save mainland Japan in essence from these fucking A, mythical creatures, and then B, from their corrupt government that are basically trying to silence them and kill them from this event. And I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, Hell's Paradise season 3, easy choice for me from that perspective. For the record, just wanted to recap really quick. Sentenced to be Hero, 4 out of 5. Medalist, 4.25 out of 5. No, I'm sorry, 4 out of 5. Jujutsu Kaisen, 4.25 out of 5. Trigun, 4.5 out of 5. Hell's Paradise, 4.75 out of 5 for me.
Okay, all right. Well, all right.
Top two now, baby. We're down to our final two. What is your number two?
Number 2, Golden Kamuy, final season, part 1. Bro,
Family.
Golden Kamuy, dog. Like, I don't know. You ever gonna watch this?
No,
Bro, they
maybe
found the motherfucker. Bro, they found the motherfucking gold. Spoilers, they found the motherfucking gold. They've been looking.
one.
That's what this whole anime been about. Them finding the gold. They found the gold, and all hell broke loose. Not some hell, not a little bit of hell, bro. All of it,
What the hell?
all of it broke loose. When I wasn't kidding, bro. People were dying. Nobody was safe. I'm talking about main characters that been here since season 1 started to go. You get everybody backstory. And it was like, okay, but we getting everybody backstory. The fact that we got everybody backstory, that's how I knew it was time. Like, us, like, okay, that's when I was just like, all right, yeah, we cooking. We cooking, bro. I can highly recommend this show. I think it's I think it's the most slept on anime that I can recommend to anybody. I think everybody should watch it. You should definitely check it out. Don't sleep on it. Um, it's full of action. It got politics, and it's just a good. If you like a good mystery or good action like battle show, like watch it, bro. But Golden Kamuy, like I binged this thing in like 3 days and I could not stop watching. It is that good. It is
Mm.
that good. Like, oh man, I can't say enough. I can't say enough. So yeah, that's my number 2. My penultimate number 2, 4 out of 5, Golden Kamuy.
All right. Number two for me is a far cry from you with number 9. But number 2 for me was Oshinoko season 3.
Talk to him.
Why you felt, the way you felt about it, but for me though, Oshinoko still is a institution when it comes to drama, when it comes to suspense, when it comes to mystery, combining all of those efforts. The animation still tremendous. As much as the animation, I agree with you, Sean, was better last season. I still enjoy this animation style. I enjoy the stakes. I think our mutual friend Angel says it best that the best shows in anime have the biggest and highest stakes. And the stakes we understand from the jump what the stakes are, but it doesn't make them any less important, any less meaningful and significant. The stakes in Oshinoko are among the highest stakes that we see in most animes in this current generation. In addition to that, the show continues to do what it does the absolute best, which is shine a light on the sometimes good but mostly negative aspects of the entertainment industry as a whole, specified especially with Japan. This season featured the principle of tabloids and scandals and what those stories mean, how what people go through to try and get those stories, or what they have to go through to shut them down. We see that if not for Aqua saving Kana's ass when it came to her being perceivably sleeping with an industry like director, which happens, of course, more often than we are obviously aware of in the industry. It took the reality of the hiding of a beloved idol's children and where they're at today in order to stop that. Even the principle and the fanaticism early on regarding that, when people found out, oh my god, like what's her face, she lied to us, she had these children, how could she betray us? And then hearing their stories and seeing the fickleness of of their fans be like, we support you, we support you. It's more tales of how the entertainment industry and how fans are and how good yet diabolical they can be, All of those aspects continue to shine from that aspect. All the politicking and the background surrounding how some of these shows in Japanese TV, how they air, how they're produced, all the sinister shit that happens far too often that you don't hear about, with people getting harassed and abused and being asked derogatory things or asked to do derogatory things on camera, things of that nature. Again, all focal points that happen, but we don't hear about it or see about it as much as we need to. This show will constantly bring those elements out, and I think they're very critical elements for anybody that's in tune with the way that Japan works or cares about like the intricacies of Japanese entertainment and the Japanese culture as a whole surrounding those type of items. And so I think those things translate tremendously to how much I love this show, beyond just the wonderful plot and the way that they're building up the finale for season 4. So Oshinoko is my number 2 anime for 2026 winter.
All right.
The number 1 shows of this winter 2026 season are upon us. Sean, bless us with your number 1 show for this season, sir.
All right, man. My number 1 show of the season was a binge. It was a Netflix anime that got dropped in the beginning of the season. All the episodes dropped at one time. I decided to watch it. I watched it, and after I watched it, I said, this is probably going to be my number 1. And after I watched everything else, that position did not change, though some came close. I'm talking about 4 out of 5, 9 out of 10, Love Through a Prism. Love Through a Prism is not a romance anime. I want to tell you that much. It's a drama. It has romance in it. The best part of it is not the romance. The romance really, like, I'm not even the biggest fan of the romance. But what I do like is about art. It's about passion. And because I'm an artist and I understand what it's like to want to create and want to get seen through the world of art, it's about 2 people who fall in love with the other person's art so much they can understand the other person intimately. It's like, imagine you don't even like nobody. Imagine you hate somebody. So you ain't fond of somebody, but you end up look like, damn, bro. Like, yeah, man. Anyway, yeah, I don't want to talk about her right now. But goddamn, who painted that? Damn, that shit is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, bro. Who the fuck did that? Oh, that girl you claim you don't like. Stop, man. Like, they seem so like lonely and cold, but this shit is so warm and beautiful. Like, are you sure they painted this shit? It's like, yeah. So that person, because of their art, gets on your mind constantly. And then you like, damn, they so good. Man, I gotta do something better than that. So then it becomes motivation. And then it becomes this contest of these 2 people trying to outdo each other. And they slowly start falling along the way. And then a big ass twist happens. And I can't spoil that because you might watch it. But when this twist happens, it's like, Matt hated the twist. I loved the twist. When I got the twist, I was like, oh shit, this changes everything. Now this shit is a whole romance show. And then from there, I just it pulled all the heartstrings I needed it to pull. I was impressed by the backgrounds being paintings and the soundtrack. I felt like they nailed everything. What put it over the top was it take place in London and everybody talked with a British accent. And they were real British actors, and I was just like, they committed to it. It was just like, oh yeah, bro, this is top notch. So yeah, bro, that's why I gave it to it. It was unlike anything I seen, and Netflix just snuck it out there. And honestly, it was good to see a nice drama, bro. It was just a great drama, like 20 plus episodes, great drama.
Cannot wait to watch it. Cannot wait to fucking
Mm-hmm.
watch it. All right, number 1 is the show you dropped after 6 episodes for me, John. It is Journal with Witch.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm kind of shocked, but I'm gonna let you cook.
Journal with Witch, bro. I'm sure. Let me find. There's a passage that I wrote surrounding Journal with Witch in my review. Where is that passage? No, that's not it. God dang it! This is gonna be annoying. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Found it. Okay. Okay. I normally don't like to read my full like dissertations that I write surrounding this. But in any case, as I mentioned before, Journal with Witch is all about dealing with trauma and loss. Asa becomes an orphan in the matter of a second, basically, when her parents get into a car accident and die. Asa's family doesn't want to really adopt her. She finds herself lost until her aunt Makio, who hated her mother, they're legit sisters. She hated her, and vice versa. And there was no finality surrounding that. She steps up and she adopts Asa, and the story basically progresses with the two girls having to learn from each other different points of view, different aspects, different ways of living, having to confront the reality that they'll never really get the closure that they so desperately seek. Makio will never get the closure of knowing why her sister was such a bitch to her and why she constantly like belittled her and talked shit about her. And Asa will never get the understanding of really knowing if her mother and family really liked her. Throughout the season, you see a very despondent father. He didn't really care a hell of a lot what really happened with Asa. Cared about her because
Mm-hmm.
that's her daughter, but didn't really truly give a shit about her as a whole per se. Right? Didn't outwardly express that. Her mother was strict, but at the same time was kind, but didn't give off those loving vibes. Asa gets a journal midway through the season, and it changes her entire perspective. And in essence, throughout the season, she goes through the five stages of grief, right? Sadness, anger, depression,
Mm.
um, understanding. And she goes through all those stages. And you see them at various points, not in order, but she goes through all the five stages. And throughout all of that, you get a sense of not understanding per se, but a sense of being able to connect to those motivations and really feel for this girl. Like being a teenage girl in general is a hard time in your life. Being a teenage girl dealing with trauma and tragedy takes everything to a whole different level. And the way that they portray that is really a wonderful thing to see. From here is where I'll start to read my dissertation on the remainder of the show. The show does a wonderful job with its side characters, from the ex-boyfriend of Makio to a lawyer who ends up being another supporter of Makio and Asa, to Makio's friends and their mother, their last living closest family member. Asa's best friend is a humongous influence, especially with her mother, who becomes close to Makio like she once was with her sister. There's even a side story with Asa's best friend where she questions her own sexuality and by season's end effectively comes out the closet and finds someone who likes her for her, and vice versa. All sublime additions to the story. Going to the animation itself, the animation, it features moments where the characters often find themselves lost in a different dimension. For Asa, she is lost in the desert, contemplating her sudden loneliness and trying to find her way through an unknown landscape with no real ways to navigate. For Makio, she's stuck on a deserted island where she reconciles with her multitude of emotions and feelings, all while balancing her work schedule as a functioning adult. A beautiful way to help draw the feelings even further out for the viewer to feel. The finale is amazing as well. From Asa's song to a poem and article Makio posts on a blog soon afterwards. The show concludes quite satisfyingly with a time skip to 10 years in the future that doesn't feature Makio, but features Asa and her best friend continuing their friendship and wanting to visit Makio again as they dwell on the past, and inner monologue plays about the past and how much growth has occurred from one horrible event. At the end of the day, that's what this show is about. It's about finding an avenue to be able to grow beyond the tragedy, beyond the stressors that these people went through in order to become better versions of themselves, versions they would have not found had they not gone through these terrible events. And being able to reconcile and move past them is, in essence, one of the greatest things that we can really do as humans, I feel. It really is about being able to take these horrible experiences, build something from them, and be able to grow from them, all while remembering everything that you were able to remember in a positive light from those person or persons you may have lost, and being able to try and find any sort of way to galvanize yourself to be able to move forward into a better and positive future. And I think Journal with Which encapsulates all of those things to a T. 5 out of 5.
What?
That's why it's hard for me to tell you to not give up on it because it gets a little bit slow. But I think if you go through a period of like of loss or potential loss, I think those things translate a little bit more. On a personal note, one of my family members is going through horrible shit and is on death's door, and so I think that's another thing that helped me realize and helped me appreciate this show a lot more. When I got to the finale, I would ask a few people, do you ever watch a show and not be like physically moved to the point of tears, but be emotionally moved and invested through that? And I think Journal with Witch does a really good
That's
job
what it
of
did for you.
emotionally moving you. Yeah, it moves
That's
you.
what that's
It
what
moves you.
that's what
It
Love Through a
makes you
Prism did for me.
think
Like
about
Love Through
profound thoughts and feelings and be able to try and compartmentalize some moments.
Yeah, like Love Through a Prism touched me. Like it was touching. Like it was touching. Like it's like I
Mhm.
shed, you know what I'm saying? When it made me like shed tears, like it emotionally moved me and like it touched me like, oh shit. Like, damn, bro, this shit got to my heart. Like it pulled the heartstrings. And I was like, if you can do that, then I gotta get you. No other show emotionally got me to that level like that
Mhm.
except that one. So I was like, bro, you really moved me, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like I had to do it. So I can feel you on that.
Yeah. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are done officially for the winter season. Tremendous, tremendous stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We like to close it out with shows we are watching in the spring season. I'll be honest with you, folks. I marked for whatever the fuck dumb reason 30 different shows this season that I'm watched or supposed to watch. There's no way in God's green earth I'm watching 30 shows. No way in hell. I have 12 currently. Sean, you mentioned off air you have 5 as it currently stands.
Hmm.
What are your 5?
Oh, bro, you asked me way before I was ready to give you my five. So let me get yours.
While you look for that, I'll be happy to give them
All
my
right.
12.
So no, my five,
Oh,
no,
you
you
got it?
ain't doing no 30. Yeah, I am watching Witch Hat Altier.
Mm-hmm.
I will be watching Ray Zero Life in Another World season 4.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am going to watch Demons of the Shadow Realm. I have not started yet. I am going to watch Restoria Wand and Sword season 2. I am
Mm-hmm.
watching Dr. Stone Future Part 3, and I am curious about Marriage Toxin, the Ramparts of Ice,
Mm.
and I am curious about Mistress Kana is Devilishly Easy. Like those are the ones I'm interested about. Matt may have sold me on Nippon Sangoku, and I'm also
That's
watching Rent a Girlfriend.
yeah. So
So
currently
Nippon Sangoku, that's one that Matt kind of more or less done sold me on. So maybe that's five, maybe that's 6 or 7. But yeah.
6, 7. Sorry. Um. Yeah. So Nippon Sengoku I think was on my list. That's probably gonna be one that I pick up as well. The 12 I currently have as it stands that I will be watching. I'm caught up on Rooster Fighter. It is so fucking funny and preposterous. I want you to watch it, Sean. I want you to watch it if you haven't already picked it up because it's so fucking funny. It's so all over the place. It is a Hulu show, unfortunately, so you have to deal with the commercials. Nonetheless, Rooster Fighter is the only show I'm caught up so far this spring. I will be watching Ramparts of Ice. That is on the list. Dr. Stone, the finale, is on the list. Doro Hedoro season 2 is on my list. I love season 1. It was my first foray into something that wasn't like isekai romance or shonen. So I can't wait to see Doro Hedoro. It's already 5 episodes out of the 11 in. Rag season 5. I will be watching that. ReZero season 4. We'll watch that. Wistoria season 2. We'll be watching that. Mao is a show that I will be watching. That seems fairly interesting. Angel Next Door spoils me rotten. You know I'm gonna watch season 2 because I love my white meat unseasoned chicken. Slime season 4. We'll be watching that. The
I forgot
drops
that
of
was coming out.
yeah, Slime is out. The Fist of the North Star reboot. I never watched the OG, so I'm gonna give the reboot a go and see how that is. And then the last one that I have already selected as we'll watch is The Drops of God. I find that to be fairly interesting. Sean, you know me, I'm a fairly known functioning alcoholic in life. And The Drops of God have to do with a wine connoisseur who dies and leaves multitudes of $1 million worth of wine. but the beneficiary of that wine has to be someone who can identify the quote unquote drops of God, which is an unknown type of wine that they need to, like, I think it's like find or understand or like be able to capture or something like that. So it goes on with a few people, including the son who knows everything about wine but didn't give a fuck about wine, and then the person's successor slash like mentee in their relationship who knows everything about wine and has a passion for wine. Who's going to be the first to come up with the drops of God, and who's going to be the one to be able to inherit those multitudes of $1 million worth of wine collection. So those are the 12 that I currently have. I'm looking to add minimum 4, maximum 8. My max is 20. I can only do 20, and I realistically don't want to do 20. I did 20 this season, and it was fucking brutal. I realize I'm starting to lose the competency to be able to watch so much anime concurrently, but nonetheless, I will be adding a minimum of 4 extra ones. Sengoku that you had mentioned is probably, or Nippon, sorry, Nippon, whatever the fuck that is, that's probably going to be 1. So in any case, ladies and gentlemen, with that, the special edition cafe episode is now closed. John, thank you so much for your picks and your rewards. We were fairly close this season in a lot of our stuff, so I'm appreciative of that.
We are. I was updating in the chat in real time, trying to give this to the guys and let them know, like, hey, hey, this is where we at.
Yeah, I did the same too. I did the same toward the back end. So whether you see our picks or not online, that'll be up to Matt, I guess, to be able to update that if he so chooses. He probably won't, but that's okay because you got the special edition here with us. And that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. I could go through the entire list like we normally do, all the plugs and the sponsors and all of that. Shout out to Sean, our editor. Shout out to W2M Network. Shout out to Dirt Sheet. Shout out to Chair Shot. You can follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want to catch us on social media. You can follow the show at Otalku Cafe on said social media platforms. You can follow us wherever you get your local podcasts, iHeart, Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. Give us a 5-star rating. That'll help us out tremendously, and let us know what you think of our shows, what you think of our content, and we can be able to move on from there. And I think that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, with that said, Sean, hontou ni arigatou gozaimasu. Minasama, oyasumi. Sayonara.
Sayonara.
The sun goes to sleep, I find myself in a heap because it hurts so much to be away from you. It makes my day when I get a text from you, but still I say goodbye again. Let's hope this isn't the last time that I see your face, but hey, it's fine. I know everybody needs a little space. There's no one to blame. Goodbye again. Let's hope this isn't the last time that I hear your voice, but it's your choice. I can't keep you here forever. Just promise me that you'll come back.